Check, 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 check. Good morning. Let's do this. Cotter and Marshall Show. As always, hop on that stream and join the horde. Get there early, man. Hang out all show long. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Like, follow, and subscribe while you're there. You can always listen to the show. Download the Rock 1061 app for free. Get us on your in-home smart speaker. Also, check us out at rock1061.com. Good morning, Marshall.
Good morning.
All right, so we've got a new feature, new bit today. Lauren from Connect Savannah going to join us at 9 o'clock. And because of this bit, I had to watch at least part of The Bachelor in Paradise last night.
Oh, you watched it? Oh.
I had to sit through some of it. There was a naked man walking around.
Mm-hmm.
I believe somebody may be a furry on the cast.
Oh, wow.
It was an eye-opening experience.
Ooh, yeah. I the bit's called Explaining the Bachelor, or Explain the Bachelor.
Yeah.
I'm going to let her do that. I didn't watch a single second of it last night.
Oh, I don't get it. I don't know what happened. I need her help to help me decipher what I watched.
Yeah.
But it is an experience.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great reality show experience that, I mean, millions upon millions watch. So, yeah, we're going to let her come in and kind of decipher Bachelor in Paradise. So we can keep up along with it because it is going to be a roller coaster all season long.
All right, so that's coming up at 9. Bad news, unfortunate news. Lee from Pop Evil confirmed has got COVID-19.
Yep, two positive tests for that.
Yep, initially postponed just one show. Well, now they postponed a slew of shows, and Savannah is among that slew.
Yeah, so we're waiting on official details on the change of date for Pop Evil. They were supposed to be in town next Monday at Victory North with our good friends Filthy Nasty Productions, but we don't know when the show has been rescheduled to, so we'll find that out here in the next few days, possibly weeks, and we'll let you guys know as soon as possible.
All right, definitely keep you posted. Coming up on the show today, like we said, Explain the Bachelor with Lauren from Connect Savannah at 9 o'clock. Are you smarter than a community college dropout? Trivia. It is your chance to score tickets for White Reaper. They're going to be playing at District Live. We're going to get the Quizzed in the Face. Marshall, you're getting quizzed in the face today about summer blockbuster movies.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to give you the year. I'm going to drop you a movie quote. You have to tell me what the movie is.
All right.
We'll also get your calls, comments, and text today. What was your worst day at work ever? Biggest response we've ever gotten online. Everybody has gone through just a crappy day at work. So definitely want your stories. And, of course, going to kick off the show next about last night. Never put kidney beans up your junk.
It's a weird thing that you'd have to say that.
I mean, I get it. Everybody's got their own quirk. This one may be one of the weirdest I've ever heard. Honus Wagner, the baseball card's still worth all kinds of money. And SoFi Stadium, their pizza looks like garbage.
It's one, I mean, Savannah's not the home of great pizza. I think we can all agree to that. This somehow looks worse than everything that's terrible here.
All right, we've got that story coming up next to kick off the show. It is Cotter and Marshall, brand new stuff from Daughtry. It's Heavy is the Crown. Rock 1061.
Morning, everyone. Charles, Ryan, Terabyte, how are we this morning?
Morning, guys.
Charles, the great news is we didn't ask you to watch The Bachelor. All you have to do is
That's
just
true.
hang around and we'll explain it to you.
Not going to make anybody go through that.
You'd also have to stay up past 7 o'clock to watch it. Woo-wee. And yesterday was a really positive day in getting everything done. A lot of work stuff done yesterday. Some positive news for everyone, so I'll share it right here. Daly's Place, which is a 5,000-seat venue, which is attached to the Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium down in Jacksonville. It's really close, actually. I mean, downtown Jacksonville is about an hour and 45 minutes away. We will have tickets to all sorts of shows coming up at that venue. I also became really chatty with our friend Stephanie over at the venue, and I think I'm going to get her to get me interviews with the guys from AEW leading up to All Out.
That'd be
then
great.
I think she's going to get us tickets and then some on-site interviews as long as COVID isn't raging. At the end of the year, because they return to Jacksonville for New Year's Eve.
That's awesome. Yeah, I reached out to their media email that they put out when AEW first popped in. They never got back. So, foot in the door is good.
Charles, I was up till 8:20 last night. Thank you very much. You okay? You a little tired this morning? Extra cup of coffee this morning? Yeah, so I had a great phone call with those guys. So we'll have some tickets.
I like it.
We'll have tickets starting in September for Daly's Place. They got 311 in September.
Yeah.
They have Coheed and Cambria. Ever heard of them?
Maybe.
Yeah, they're in September as well. So they got a fun little string of shows that are coming up. Coming up in September. So we'll definitely have some tickets for those shows, which is pretty exciting. Also, Cotter.
Yes.
I have a finalized Cake Day location.
Yeah.
I was talking to the guys at the location we spoke about. I got the big thumbs up yesterday.
When are we making the official announcement?
Whatever you want, man.
All right.
It's your show.
I like it.
Your name's first.
We got 1 minute.
Just got a good workout in and headed back home. Caffeine bad. Oh, that's just what your doctors tell you, Charles. Don't listen to them. These guys are assholes. That's good, man. I actually got a little bit of a workout in myself last night. Got in my set of burpees.
Okay.
Tell you what, nothing makes me feel like a bigger piece of crap than doing a set of 40 burpees in about 15 minutes or so. Just a complete out of shape waste of space. That's what burpees makes you feel like. Absolutely. I'll tell you what, I feel like I'm getting better at them, and I don't know if that's the thing one does.
I don't. You have to get it.
I feel like my push-ups on the burpees are a lot better.
Okay.
Like
that's
they're
good.
fuller and deeper, which is name of sex tape.
That's what she said. All right, we'll be right back, guys. Pizza, it's a lot like sex. Even when it's bad, it's good, except for when you get that pizza at the brand new SoFi Stadium. Details coming up. Story number 1 about last night. So the Rams and Chargers faced each other Saturday night, first NFL game ever at the new SoFi Stadium. Now, of course, the stadium looks amazing.
Oh, it's incredible.
And it should. It cost $5.5 billion.
Oh, is that it?
That's it. Now, good news, SoFi Stadium started trending on social media on Saturday. Bad news, it was because of their weak-ass pizza game. Now, pictures started coming up on social media, and it was like this loaf of bread looking thing with pizza toppings.
Yeah, I mean, it was like it was garlic bread. It was
yes.
Some thick-ass garlic bread that had like a very light dusting of cheese and like 7 pepperonis, and they were charging $15. I don't know. I mean, it looked like a kind of a, I don't know, what would you say the size of the slice was?
I don't know, maybe like the size of your hand.
Like palm size, and it came in like square cuts.
Right, and I mean, it looked absolutely hideous. I mean, the pepperonis looked shriveled and dried. I mean, those were gross. It just looked dry. Nobody was happy with this pizza. And I mean, I get it. When you go to a sporting event. It's always a gamble when it comes to the food.
Yeah.
Because it's mass produced. You got to get it cranked out quick. Quality usually isn't something you're going to get.
Well, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, obviously, their food, notoriously cheap.
Yes.
And great. It actually is really good. I've ate there during Falcons games. It is actually really good. So to see California and SoFi Stadium fumble just pizza, just regular pizza so badly and then charge their customers $15. Look, I get it. It's California. Everything's more expensive, but good Lord, man.
It wasn't just the pizza that was getting ragged onto. I don't know if you saw pictures of the hot dog.
No.
Dude, it looked like Freddy Krueger's penis. I mean, it was horrifying.
Which is strange because I know you have many pictures of Freddy Krueger's penis inside of your bathroom at your home.
I am the regional expert on this topic, so
yes.
I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Third-degree burns to penises. Cotter is your guy. Send all of your pictures to him specifically.
All right, coming up next, Honus Wagner. It is a mythical baseball card, and it is still worth all kinds of money, setting world records recently at auction. We'll tell you about that next. Cotter and Marshall Show, Rock 106.1.
Oh, it's Wanda's sister's birthday today. What up, Robin? Turning 45 years old. Still young.
Oh.
Still beautiful.
45, very young age. The youngest of ages.
Well, for Robin.
I think for most people. I'm going to say 45, very young.
No, I would never say that. You wear 45 like a garbage bag full of whale entrails. You like that one?
That was good.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it.
Well played.
Morning, Heather. How are you? Thank you all for joining us. It's so damn early. All of you either had one hell of a bender or really are planning on absolutely slaying this Tuesday. So thanks for waking up and hanging out with us. Woo, loaded show today. Very excited about Lauren from Connect Savannah stopping in. She actually posted on social media about how she was watching the Bachelor in Paradise last night. So
yeah, she's very excited.
Yes, she's stoked about coming in.
Side note, John from Coaches,
never heard of him,
would like to meet on Wednesday to talk a halfway to St. Patrick's Day kind of celebration. Are you available around 11?
Are we past halfway to St. Patty's Day? Isn't that in July?
I don't know.
Wait.
No, it would not be July.
No, it's September.
Yeah. So
what time?
11
Wednesday?
o'clock Wednesday.
Oh, let's look at the schedule. Would you guys go to a halfway to St. Patty's Day thing at Coaches? Let's just ask you guys. Then we'll tell them. Like we ask people. They think it sucks. Yeah, I could do Wednesday.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I can't do today. Busy today.
Yeah, no, today got a meeting about a thing.
Got a meeting about a thing. A man on a horse at 10:30 a.m.
Meeting about a thing.
Yep.
Then I've got a Zoom call with Jackie, Full Metal Jackie.
Oh, that's great.
And
what are you zooming about?
Some new music she wanted to play. So we got that. And then Lisette from the Latin Lunch coming in today to record and hopefully actually get produced.
Excellent.
Because my computer, will work.
Heather says I'd go. Okay. Heather says I'd go to a halfway to St. Patty's Day celebration in September-ish. We're doing good this morning. I think we're doing pretty good. Cotter seems up and about. Hasn't had his coffee yet. Usually jumps out usually about this point.
It is this point, so I will do that now.
Yeah. I would say overall we're doing pretty good this morning. The alarm rang this morning. I didn't try to throw it through a wall, so I guess I had it going for me. As long as John is supplying calzones. Okay, we'll tell him that. Any suggestions for the halfway to St. Patty's Day celebration they want to do? Let us know. Perfect. I wouldn't because we don't know if we were having St. Patty's again. I don't know. You would think we would have St. Patty's Day at this point, right? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he wants to squeeze this one in for halfway just because there's a good chance we're not having one again next year. I don't know. I'm going to stay positive, man. There's no reason to stay negative. I'm going to say we are having St. Patty's Day next year. What's the Magic 8 Ball say? Is actually the better question. Are we going to have St. Patty's Day next year? Ask again later. God damn it.
Let's hope.
Let's
hope.
The Magic 8 Ball said ask again next year. Or ask again later, not next year. Maybe we should ask. Wait till January to ask that question. So I very smartly did not update my computer yesterday. Forgot to do it. So it's going to run like absolute garbage today. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
I get that. All right. Yeah, yesterday for me felt busy but oddly unproductive.
Yeah, well, what's the crazy thing is I got done on my Daily Center call, my Daily's Place call, and you left, I think, before it. And I came in here and I was talking to Jake and Mac, and I was sitting right here talking to them about their shows because they have a ton of country shows.
Yeah.
Zach Brown Band's coming, which is actually a show I want to go to really
awesome.
bad.
Yeah, it'd be good.
And they're going to a bunch of different shows, or they have a bunch of different shows. And I look over, I was like, Cotter's sitting right there. And Cotter told me he left an hour ago.
I did leave, and I got partially home and forgot my keys, house keys.
Oh, okay.
Because Jake watched my cats, so he had no. So yeah, so I had to come back, and then started talking to A-Dub, and yeah.
I looked over, and I'm like, he either never left the building and got pulled into Aaron's call because Aaron was supposed to join me for my call, but he had another one. I'm like, you either got pulled into that call or you just never left the building.
No, I left.
I was like, God damn, man. Good for that guy. Let's see. So many questions. First and foremost, I missed Cake Day info, I think. Anything I should know? We haven't announced it, although it is 100% confirmed as of last night. I don't know, you want to talk about it now?
Yeah, we can.
I'm going to create an event for it on the Facebook page and then invite everyone.
It's going down Saturday, September 4th. It's the Saturday of Labor Day weekend.
That's right. 1 p.m. is the time of Cake Day, and it's going to be at Debilation Brewing Company in Richmond Hill.
Yeah.
So what's really cool about this, Cotter, is not only will we have ice cream cake, and once again, ice cream cake melts, so try to get there on time.
Yes. Yes.
Because we're gonna buy a big ass ice cream cake for everyone in celebration. Tim, the engineer, has told me he's gonna be there. I've asked specifically, I'm like, you have to be there. So we're going to have ice cream cake while supplies last. And then I was told that the first 20 people that show up,
okay,
once again, while supplies last, for the horde. The first 20 people, first beers on the house.
Oh, awesome.
So the guys at Debilation Brewing Company obviously are big fans of what we do. They love what we do, and they want to help support us and, of course, support you guys in every way possible. So once again, Cake Day, the mythical Cake Day is finally here. This coming, the first Saturday of September, September 4th, 1 p.m., first 20 people, first beers on the house, courtesy of Debilation Brewing Company, free cake while supplies last.
Okay, I like it.
And right after that, we'll be doing the Cotter and Marshall Show Fantasy Football Draft. Now, details are going to come out next Monday on that. But if you guys like playing fantasy football and have a chance at winning some cool stuff, we'll explain that this coming Monday.
Okay.
So kind of a twofer, just a cool day if you haven't, to check out Debilation Brewing Company on Saturday, September 4th.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Cannot wait. Now, Tim Janier is gone, the last week? Is he gone next week? Because he's in Alaska for his sister's wedding.
Correct. Yeah, he's gone next week.
Hoping he's back by then.
He is.
Okay.
I confirmed that day via his schedule when we had a meeting that he was actually in Savannah.
Cool.
Y'all drink for me that day. I absolutely will. Good morning, Jeff. You do not get a skull mug, Rhett. Sadly, you do not get that. Let's see. Yeah, Pop Evil, unfortunately, that show has been postponed. We do not have a new date on it. It was actually postponed last night. I think it was probably around 8, 9 o'clock.
Something like that, yeah.
It officially came out. They are postponing 8 shows, Pop Evil, due to the lead singer getting a positive COVID test. 2, actually. Richmond Hill, could you make it a little farther from Wilmington Island? Maybe Macon. Yes, we can. More importantly, I don't want to hear any crying from you, Charles, mostly because Rhett, who lives in Beaufort, has already stated that he would be very excited to come to Richmond Hill, much further away.
All right, guys, got about 30 seconds.
Right, you better be there, too. I just said you would. Yeah, sorry. Sadly, Pop Evil is postponed. Bummer.
Yeah,
But
that sucks.
he's not the only lead singer in rock and roll to have COVID. I have a story that is going to be in Marshall's Music News about kind of a big one.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. Story number 2 about last night. Some people just have way too much money. Details coming up. Story number 2 about last night. Ever since I was a kid, heard about the mythical Honus Wagner baseball card. Printed up in the early 1900s by the American Tobacco Company. Now, typical cards at the time for each player, there's like thousands of cards printed up. For whatever reason, this Honus Wagner card, there's only like 57 to 200 printed up at the time. Now, I always heard the rumor that the reason was he was anti-tobacco and he didn't want to be associated with this tobacco company. That's been debunked, I believe. Come to find out, he actually endorsed all kinds of tobacco back in his playing day because, athletes. Well, right now...
Tobacco was like steroids for baseball players.
It really was.
Then. Yeah.
As of now, it sounds like just 56 copies of this Honus Wagner card are known to exist. And just 2 years ago, one of them sold for $1.2 million.
Oh, is that it?
That's it.
Yeah. I have like 3 or 4 in my house. I guess I should sell those.
Why are you still here? Jeez.
I don't know. I hate myself.
However, this past weekend, a new record was set when it comes to sports cards. The record was held previously by a Mickey Mantle card from 1952 and an autographed LeBron James rookie card. Both of those have sold for about $5.2 million. But this Honus Wagner card, 6.606. A lot of sixes.
That's a lot of sixes.
$1 million.
Did the devil buy this card?
I think so. $1 million. Over $6 million.
That means the card's in Georgia. That's what Charlie Daniels told me.
That went down.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Look, I have collected things in my life. I get being a fan of things.
Right. You didn't collect the right things, though, because
Obviously
once again,
not.
if you did, you wouldn't be here.
I'm still here. But, I mean, you have too much money when you could spend $6 million on a baseball card.
Yeah.
Yeah? No?
I mean, what's too much money? It's 6.6 million dollars. This is pretty incredible. Once again, I mean the largest auction win of all time goes to this Honus Wagner card. Now, the one thing I didn't look into, Cotter, when I was looking into the story that I just thought of. Was he even good? Was he even a good baseball player?
That is a stellar question. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, which is crazy because this card, I mean, it's been known to be very rare for the longest time. I mean, back in 1973, this card was sold for $1,100. Think of the return if you could just hold on to it for, a couple decades. 3 years later, in 1976, it sold for $2,500. Obviously, doubled its value over just a couple years. Now, $6.6 million, the largest, most expensive baseball card in the world.
Now, are you a fan of anything that much? I mean, not that you're going to spend $6 million. I mean, and it's hard
because I can. I do make $1,500 per show of the Cotter and Marshall show.
I mean, would you drop a decent amount of money now for something that you were a fan of? I mean, what's your limit, I guess, is a better question.
For a card like I don't know.
I mean, not even a baseball card. I mean, even if it was just something, you're a comic book. I mean, would you drop, how much would you drop for like a comic book that you've wanted?
$1,000. I think $1,000 is probably like the max I would probably, if I could get like, and I just because I love the character, if I can get like a Deadpool, the first appearance of Deadpool.
Yeah.
Absolutely, like a 9.7 or higher, CGC graded slabbed, which means it's encased in plastic. I would pay up to. I mean, they go for like $600, $700, $800.
Okay.
That's about as far as I would go.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that's something that will probably grade up in value eventually.
Yeah.
But maybe a little bit. But yeah, I don't think I could pay much more than that. Yeah, maybe $1,000 for something kind of rare out there, which is obviously tells you how much money I have. But yeah, that's about as far as I would go. You?
I can't think of anything, man. I really can't think of any fandom or anything that I am that. I mean, I would pay more for an experience than maybe a thing. You know, if it was something cool with, you know, if Rush was still around and it was kind of a neat little experience with the band, seeing them live.
Right.
I probably would pay more money for something like that than, say, just a piece of memorabilia.
Right. You and Alex Lifeson go to a glory hole, you know?
I'm in 100%.
How much would you pay for that?
Priceless. Priceless.
I'd sell my house.
Oh, man. The dirtier, the grimier, the better. Oh,
Yeah.
so much fun.
A weird start to the show today.
Speaking of, I mean, everybody's got their own kink, but the story we've got coming up next, one of the weirdest I've ever heard, and it involves kidney beans. We got the story coming up after Glorious Sons. There's SOS, Cotter and Marshall Show, Rock 106.1.
Just throw it out there. We're 2 for 2 for mentioning penises in, about last night.
Oh,
and we're about
so
to go
proud.
3 for 3. So have we hit the peak of the show? Does it get better than this? I'm not for sure.
Going home.
Terabyte says Cotter would pay top dollar for Kruger's penis. Heather says, I'm going to come because it's my birthday weekend. Whoop, 9-2. Nice. Well, happy pre-birthday. Is it raining right now? I honestly can't tell. It's pitch black outside.
Yeah, I don't know right now, but it has been off and on all morning. I'm going to grab my coffee real quick.
Tony says, I think Cotter would buy a Star Wars lightsaber that was used on set and signed. I don't know. I miss penis. Name your sex tape. Oh, man. Okay, so I'm going to try to do something I probably shouldn't do right in the middle of the show. So my computer has decided to run at a snail's pace, kind of like Wayne and Girth inside of the tank here with our fish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the next story with Cotter here. We're going to talk about a man and kidney stones and putting them places where he shouldn't. And then I'm going to shut down everything on my computer, and I'm going to restart it. And I'm going to see how that absolutely screws me today, because I kind of run everything that we talk about on the show off this little laptop in front of me. So I'm going to try. I'm going to try that because it's not really jiving with me this morning. So after this next story, I'm going to try to restart my computer and update it. So yeah, I know. I'm scared too.
Ballsy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's running like pure garbage right now. It's running like Tim somehow did something to it. Update the computer before you restart. It'll take longer if not. I'm over in Bacon Park and it's drizzling. Oh.
All right, got about a minute?
Yeah, the big time reboot's coming up here in just a few minutes. Just a little heads up on the show this week. Obviously, we got Mac coming in tomorrow for Chicks on Dudes, and then we have Nick from Brewdog coming in on Friday to share some really cool beers with us.
I'm excited about that. I mean, they had the guys behind Brewdog. It's a British, UK brewing beer company.
Yeah.
They had a TV show for a while where they went around and just brewed beers, you know, with different people doing different things. Really liked that show. I thought it was pretty good.
You actually had Damien from the draft room at Berwick. I was talking to him this past weekend. He was telling me some stories about Nick, so I need to, to ask him some questions.
I like it. All right, guys, be right back. Kidney beans are not sex toys, people. Kidney beans, not sex toys.
No.
Just throwing it out there. Got that story coming up right now about last night. A 30-year-old Michigan man whose name has not been released.
I'm going to go ahead and say his name is Rabe Schmenels. What? What's wrong with that name?
Nothing. It's a stellar name. Well, he's recently Been to the hospital because he stuffed 6 kidney beans.
Not 1.
No.
Not 2.
Nope.
Cotter, not 4.
No.
6.
6 kidney beans.
Oh!
Into his manhood.
Oh! Into his little schmeckle.
Right up his urethra. Now, he did this.
Are you a doctor?
I am. He did this supposedly for sexual gratification. Everybody's got their own kink. That's cool. You do you. You're an adult, whatever. This one, I don't get.
Aren't the kidney beans those
like
the larger ones,
the red
right?
ones, aren't they? Can you shoving them up there?
At what point in the kitchen, really feeling the moment, did he look at kidney beans and go, this is my bean?
Now, he was hoping his body would expel them on its own.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen.
So metamorphosis didn't work in this case.
No. So the dude went to the hospital. Thankfully, doctors were able to remove the beans with a series of invasive procedures.
I just imagine they just stuck a straw up there and just like sucked them out. Or maybe, you know what an immersion blender is?
Yes.
Yeah. So like they sent up a microscopic immersion blender and they just turned it on for the kidney beans. I'm guessing neither of those procedures actually happened because this man's still alive.
I don't want to know what invasive procedures are when it comes to your junk.
You know, they obviously had to do some cutting.
Yes.
Some tearing, some ripping. And they got these kidney beans out. And apparently he only had some minimal trauma to his manhood.
Any amount of trauma to your stuff is too much.
You're right.
I don't know if there's minimal trauma. Minimal is too much.
Yeah. I mean, getting punched in the nuts is bad enough, let alone having to have a knife put to it because you put 6 kidney beans up there.
Now, according to this report, this wasn't the first time he's done this. It was just the most amount of beans he ever tried at one time.
I mean, if he sticks them up there, do they become magical? Is this how you create magic beans?
There you go.
I'm just asking. Those are serious questions I'm asking.
It's a new kind of
6 o'clock in the morning.
Dear Lord. All right, coming up next, going to talk 20th anniversary countdown. It is the biggest countdown we've ever done, and we need your help. Details coming up next here on the Cotter and Marshall Show. Rock 106.1. Yeah, I don't understand at all.
I often wonder about weird shit like that most ears see per month. Most ears see per month. Okay. Yeah, maybe he was trying to grow a beanstalk.
Oh, ER staff.
Oh, ER staff. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, dude, how many just bizarre ass stories like that do you have working at an ER? You have to have so many.
Yeah.
It's Guinness certified. 6 beans, new record. That's a personal best, man. You got PR.
Thing about that is, with Guinness, you got to pay him like 10 grand. You got to fly the person
stupid.
out.
All right, so Marshall's going to get quizzed in the face today since we really haven't had a summer blockbuster over the last few years just because of the pandemic. We're going to quiz Marshall in the face on summer blockbusters. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you the year it came out. I'm going to give you how much money it made. These were the biggest movies of that summer. And I'm going to play you a quote from the movie. You have to tell me what the movie is.
Sure thing.
So.
Did you, Dave? Sorry, I'm trying to restart this piece of computer of mine, and it doesn't even want to get off the Word doc that I'm reading. So things are going well this morning. Things are going very well in my world.
That's not good.
You know, I got some time though. I got some time from this moment. So we're gonna pray for the best here, as they say.
So came across a story, and I don't know. This one's sketchy to me. Gaming app called Stakester. Steakster.
Oh, so you just grill steaks?
I guess, commissioned this study. Researchers use smart devices like Fitbits and track heart rates and calories burned while people play video games and do sit-ups. All right, so to compare the two.
Okay.
Guys burn on average 210 calories in an hour while gaming. Women burn 236. It took 500 sit-ups to burn the same amount.
Really?
Now, sitting there doing nothing, you can burn up to 100 calories an hour. So it's not like you're burning much more by playing, but I guess by, gaming or playing your video games, you do burn a little bit more. So it would take 1,000 sit-ups to burn about the same amount of calories you can burn while playing 2 hours of video games. I'll play the video games.
Yeah, you will.
I mean, you're not burning enough to really, matter, but still.
I wonder how many calories I burned while doing 40 burpees last night.
That's a good question.
That's a great question, right?
I mean, you got to get that beach bod, even though summer's almost done.
I'm actually, I don't think you heard me right. I'm preparing for next year. Yeah, I'm starting burpees in August for next beach season.
You know what? You need all the time you can get sometimes. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. Charles on the chat just randomly. Scariest forward spoke by Tim Janier. I can fix that. Yeah, last night was pretty chill night in the Marshall household. I worked till I think I worked till just around 5 o'clock last night, and then I played some video games.
Yeah,
and I worked out, and then took a shower. That was important. Ate dinner, and then from there, I played some Sackboy, and then I watched an episode of F-Boy Island. Wife and I love F-Boy Island, which is on HBO Max, another dating show. I probably should just watch The Bachelor, but I was like, it's going to get explained to me. I don't need to watch it. So I'm I'm just turning my computer off. I just don't care at this point. Did you hear my computer cry out in agony right there?
I did. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm addicted to F-Boy Island. It is absolutely incredible on HBO Max. It is the bad reality television that we all deserve in the Lord's year of 2021. So I had a story lined up to talk about here on the stream before my computer kind of decided to die. But Gable Stevenson, he's that wrestler that won gold in the last second.
Beast.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big boy, too. He actually has been courted by both the UFC and the WWE to come and train with them, to become the next UFC fighter, to become the next WWE superstar. Seth Rollins, the Kingslayer from the WWE, apparently has offered free training for him. Apparently, Seth Rollins has
got a wrestling school
up in Iowa, and he says that he will give him 3 free months of wrestling training. All you got to do is just move him to Iowa for a couple months, and he'll give him that training. He will set what's his name, Gable Stevenson in line to become the next wrestler.
Right. I mean, he looks it. I mean, I remember watching his match and going, he is a WWE guy. I mean, he just looks the part. So I can imagine. 100%. I can imagine it.
What do you think? Is there more money in UFC or more money in wrestling?
That's a good question. Now, so the story was kind of legendary that when Mark Henry, he competed in the Olympics in weightlifting, had the title for a while, legitly of the world's strongest man. And so WWE were so impressed with his athletic ability because rumor back in the day he could dunk a basketball, and he's just this beast of a man, doing all this stuff. So super athletic. Rumor was WWE paid him straight out the box, 10-year deal, $1 million a year.
Wow.
And I mean, nobody usually gets a deal like that. And Mark Henry, obviously part of AEW now, but I mean, was in WWE for over 2 decades, making all kinds of money. So I don't know. I mean, I would think, and I don't even want to say it's less wear and tear on your body. I mean, it may be you're not getting legitly beat up, But I mean, you're taking bumps and doing all that stuff, so it's still taking a toll on your body. I don't know. I don't know. I would think you could probably make more money in UFC, but you have to be good.
Yeah.
I mean, Conor McGregor's probably making more than most wrestlers in WWE, but I mean, he made a name for himself.
Yeah, I mean, the longer career could be held, I guess, in professional wrestling, though. I mean, look at Ric Flair.
Yeah.
That guy's 70 years old, and he just showed up at a wrestling thing this past weekend.
In Mexico, yeah. And so there are some people because of that. So Cena is wrestling Roman Reigns this Saturday at SummerSlam. And obviously, initially, it's like, oh, Roman Reigns is going to win. They've built him up too much. They're not going to have Cena beat him. So there's now some people kind of going, all right, I still think Roman's going to win, but John Cena and Ric Flair are tied 16-time world heavyweight champions. So if Cena wins, he's 17 and beats Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, Vince can be a vindictive a-hole. So is he going to be like, screw it, we're beating Roman Reigns, just so Cena can now top Ric Flair and have more world championships than him? Nothing would surprise me.
Yeah, possibly. Great news. So I just turned my computer off. Apparently, I already had the update downloaded. It just wasn't there. So I'm currently
4%.
4%. So
good stuff.
Things are going pretty well for the Marshall man. Oh, it just jumped up to 45. Holy shit. Oh, what the hell? 64, 75, 86, 96, 100%. Okay. This is good. I think this is good.
That's like how you count.
I know, right? 2, 12, 14.
Not math.
1,000.
Rhett. We're kind of talking about the ER stories. I got the weird handcuff stories. Lost the keys cuffed to the bed. Can't unlock the cuffs.
What? Tell us that one. Wait, unless it's some weird kinky thing between you and the wife. I don't want to hear it. Okay.
All right, guys. I'll be right back. We've been celebrating our 20th anniversary all this year. Rock 106.1 went on the air back in 2001. Well, we're going to continue the celebration this Labor Day weekend with the largest countdown we have ever done. It is the Rock 106.1 20th anniversary countdown. Now, we're going to count down the top 1,061 songs ever played at Rock 106.1.
I mean, it really is a culmination, Cotter, like you're saying, of our 20th anniversary celebrations. Now, 1,061 songs. I know what you're thinking. A lot of songs. I could probably think of 2 songs right now and I'd go blank. But, I mean, so here's the deal. We need your help. What are your favorite songs that you've ever heard on this radio station, specifically over the last 20 years or so? So let us know what you want to hear on this countdown, which we're going to play all Labor Day weekend long, just by going to rock1061.com.
So you can let us know now, help us put together that countdown. It will kick off the Friday of Labor Day weekend. Coming up after 7 o'clock, going to take your calls, comments, and texts today. I think this topic hits home for pretty much everybody. What was your worst day at work ever? We've all had bad days. We've all got that story. We want to hear them. Call, comment, and text 800-394-1061. What was your worst day at work ever? Your story's coming up after 7. Cotter and Marshall Show, Rock 106.1.
Rhett just shared that story. He goes, it was a call for service we responded to. A guy locked his girlfriend up and needed law enforcement to unlock her cuffs. Oh.
How pissed off was she?
Yeah. Just get some bolt cutters and cut them off. Like anything but calling the police. He never lived that one down.
No.
They're probably not together anymore. All right, guys, coming up here in just a few moments, as Cotter stated, tell us, what was your worst day at work ever? Go ahead and drop your stories into the stream. We'll share those here, top of the 7 o'clock hour. Once again, what was your worst day at work ever? Share those stories with us. and we'll get to them here at top 7 o'clock hour. If you'd like to call us up and tell us about your worst day of work ever, we would love that. Feel free to 1-800-394-1061. Feel free to call us or text us. Either one works. Unless it's me who's trying to look at the texting stories because my computer is still updating. I'm sure it'll be fine.
All right, there we go. Thank you, Wanda. Yeah, I got that.
Looks like I had multiple updates. When's the last time I updated this thing?
When'd you buy it?
I don't remember. Years ago? Yeah, so we have that coming up here in the 7 o'clock hour. We'll also get to Quizzed in the Face. Cotter will quiz me in the face on some summer movie stuff that, well, we haven't had a chance to experience here in a while. I think tonight I've been on this big rewatch of the Candyman series. I'm going to go to Candyman 2 tonight.
Okay.
Farewell to the Flesh.
Nice.
So that means it only gets worse after this because the series peaked at the first film. I just hope there's enough boobs in the second film because Candyman 1 set the standard of a fair amount of boobs.
I mean, like I said, it's been since it first came out since I've seen it, so I didn't remember the gratuitous nudity that the movie contained.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. I mean, it was it came out in 92.
Yeah.
So the 80s was like prime decade for just
boobs. Yeah.
So, I mean, horror movies, their fair share, of topless ladies. So it doesn't surprise me that it carried over into the early 90s. Still trying to.
We got so many boobs, but man, we never got one Freddy Krueger penis, which obviously you're devastated about. That's why you brought it up this morning.
I mean, a guy can dream.
Yeah.
Guy can dream.
Well, I hope not, because dreaming.
That's true.
I don't know. Could be bad.
But do I get to see his penis? Could be good.
I don't know. Probably. He would make it a weird thing, though. It'd probably like grow out like his fingers and wrap around you.
You know how to get a guy going.
Choke you to death. I'm into all that. It'll stick some kidney beans inside of you.
No, that's too far. Too far.
Oh, yeah.
Too much.
That's where we stop.
You crossed the line. Cross the line.
All right, guys, once again, our calling today. What was your worst day at work? Please share your stories with us here on the stream, or also, once again, you can go ahead and call us 1-800-394-1061. See, my computer says 100% complete on working on updates, but it's not complete. It's not complete. Yeah, so I got confirmation last night about Cake Day, which is really exciting. That'll be at Devilation Brewing Company on Saturday, September, what is it?
4th?
3rd? 4th? Yeah.
4th? Yeah.
4th, that's it.
Saturday, Labor Day weekend, 1 o'clock. We'll enjoy some nice ice cream cake.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy some beer. First 20 Horde members out there. First beer is on Devilation, so big thanks to Dave and everybody out there. And, it's been a minute since I've been to Devilation.
Yeah, I don't think I've been out there since, I think June is the last time that I went and set foot into Devilation. So, yeah, it's been a couple months since I've been out there. I was talking to someone just yesterday who was driving someone around, this guy that he's working with around, and they drove by, and they're like, there's a brewery in Richmond Hill? Yes, there is.
Yeah.
100% there is. Yeah, so I'll create like a nice little Facebook event thing on the Cotter and Marshall Show page, and we'll get that information up so you guys can have it. So it's 2 weeks from this coming Saturday. That's what we're looking at.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Good to see everybody. All right. I got a few songs to get to. Then your stories, call, comment, and text. Your worst day at work ever. Trying to think. I mean, I haven't had, because some of the stories people share are just sad. I mean, they're utterly sad stories. So I have nothing compared to some of these stories. And I was trying to think of what is just my worst day at work ever. And I don't know. I mean, I think I've got two. But once again, it's like I feel like a a-hole for sharing them compared to some of the other ones that people shared on Facebook.
Yeah.
But I got two. I got one from Illinois and one from here. And the one from here it was my own fault. I did this to myself.
Terabyte just shared a story with us. Thank you so much. Do appreciate that. Charles, short and sweet. Thank you for that.
Did he just put every day?
Pretty much. Yeah. The moment I was so I put together this list, guys, of questions, our daily questions that we do, and then Cotter and I will go over it, change anything we want, and then we kind of go with that. And I built one out like for the next 2 months.
Yeah.
Like I went way further than I ever have before. And as soon as I saw this question, immediately, I don't know why, I thought of Charles. Charles is usually the ray of sunshine in our lives. But when it comes to like just working in general, his observations always kill me. So I knew Charles was going to have some good stuff for us. Charles, and I know he's joking around when he says the worst day at work ever was when I opened business 14 years ago. And then he goes, worst days is basically every day that ends in Y. But Charles, you got to have. I mean, he's showed me stuff recently that I'm like, damn, like people running into buildings, people pooping and defecating like everywhere near his job sites. Just, I feel like Charles probably has one whopper of a story for us. So Charles, I hope you get an opportunity to share one, or at least think of one that you could share one with us, whether it be the stream or feel free to call us. We still have a few minutes before we jump back on the air. Morning, Sean. How are you, buddy? Tony, thank you for sharing your story with us. Sean, you may have one. Once again, our call-in segment today is, what was your worst day at work ever? Please feel free to share your stories with us via the stream, or call us up or text us 1-800-394-1061. My computer is now cleaning up. It's at 0%. It just says cleaning up.
What is that? What does that mean?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm guessing it's done updating, and it made a mess. So my wife's on this epic streak of breaking glass in our kitchen. So she dropped the glass a few days ago.
Right.
And then last night she dropped a giant jar of like tomatoes.
Okay.
In our kitchen. So she's on this epic streak. And it's funny because when she cleans up the glass, I always seem to find the piece she didn't pick up with my foot.
Sure, of course.
Yeah, so I'm
nice of you.
Very excited this week to step on broken glass in my kitchen. Although after she does it, I usually go in and like vacuum just to hopefully find any other piece.
Right.
But apparently I'm terrible at that. Sean said he's effing tired. I had to chase a beeping smoke detector at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to get rid of them all and just burn this house down. Yeah, that's happened to me before too, man. That is the worst. The worst is waking up to a fire detector, like low battery, and or your dog just absolutely ralphing in his cage very loudly. Those are two of the most unsettling ways to wake up in the middle of the night. Just a small update on my computer. It's still at 0% cleaning up. So
good times.
I think it's taking a break from all the updating. Exhausting work.
So Field of Dreams, obviously had the Field of Dreams game last week.
Mm-hmm.
Have the movie. We're now getting a Field of Dreams TV series.
Well, they got the field. They should do something with it.
I know. So it's coming to Peacock. It's being developed by Mike Schur. He's the guy who created The Good Place TV show. He's also involved in Parks and Rec, Office, Saturday Night Live, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But Field of Dreams will not be a drama. Will not be a comedy.
Oh, okay.
No release date or anything like that. It's just been greenlit. So
So
brand new.
I think that the rumors came out yesterday on the Field of Dreams game for next year. Did you hear who it is? Cubs and Reds.
Okay.
Which would be very cool.
Oh, so Cubs going to lose in Iowa. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. Have Cubs won since they've traded? Because every time I get a notification now, it's just like, oh, they're losing again. It's awesome.
Last night they got
their ass kicked.
They got shellacked by the Reds, 14-5.
Yeah.
They've won, I think, like 3 or 4 times. They've lost like 15.
Oh,
yeah,
it's so bad.
It's terrible.
It's so bad. But it would be cool to see him play at the Field of Dreams Stadium. So that's cool.
Yeah. Oh, Terabyte, I did see that news. So Chucky is getting his own series on Sci-Fi.
I saw that.
Jennifer Tilly.
Jennifer Tilly.
That's it. Yeah. She's going to be a part of the series too.
She played his girlfriend doll in one of the movies.
She does. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm excited to check that out. Yeah, I'm hoping we get some like really cool like Halloween stuff coming out. Once again, it is almost the spooky season, so I'm very excited about watching a bunch of probably mostly terrible horror films.
I always like the Chucky movies. I mean, they're just completely stupid and ridiculous, but I always dug those.
Mm-hmm. Charles, Sean, thank you so much for sharing your stories over here. I'm up to 4 or 5 over here.
Cool.
I mean, do you want to work out this first break here? I mean, do you want to share yours first? Do you want me to share mine first? Mine's on my Word document. It's at 100% cleaning up.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it says 100%, but it's still doing the little, blue circle of death thing.
Well, do you want me to plan on going first then?
I would say so.
Okay, good idea.
I mean, I remember mine. I can tell mine off the top of my head, but
right.
Yeah. Ooh. All right, guys. Once again, doing our call-in segments. You can call in. You can comment. You can just text us as well at 1-800-394-1061. Comment on the stream. What is your worst day at work ever? Go ahead and share your stories with us in whatever manner you deem fit, and we'll share them here in just mere minutes. Also got Lauren from Connect Savannah coming in later this show this morning. Talk about The Bachelor, Bachelor in Paradise, premiered last night.
So David Spade is the host, kind of, ish. He was there.
Of Bachelor in Paradise?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's been doing a lot of hosting duties for certain shows.
Yeah, I watched the first, 20, 25 minutes of it, and it was just like, so Bachelor in Paradise, not to steal Lauren's bit, but it's like, the best of Bachelor. It's like they take everybody who was like somebody who stood out, in the cast, they bring them back, and it's like Bachelor All-Stars. So they go through like a package for each person who's there. So here's this person talking about themselves. Yeah. And then as soon as that's done, they introduce them all again, walking out to the beach. It's just like, you just did this, guys. You just did.
Well, they got to make this 2 hours long.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah, I think I am going to try to watch some of it. I think my computer's back.
Yeah.
I think I am going to try to watch some of it when I get home today. I think. I don't know. It just says welcome now. It says my name. Marshall, welcome. After this update, I mean, it really can't be any slower than what it was yesterday, or this morning. So we'll see how it goes. Raven Dante says David Spade brings just enough comedic flow to a lot of these shows. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he hosted like some reunion show of like I don't know, Too Hot to Handle or something. Some like reality television show that my wife and I were watching, and it was like, why is he here? It like didn't quite make sense.
Sure.
Going into this first break, you just want to go ahead and start with your story because my stuff is almost ready. And then I'll go ahead and I'll do one of mine. I'm going to go ahead and go with terabytes here.
Okay.
And then after that, Maybe you could do a short one from the Facebook, and then we'll jump out and see what we get after that.
Sounds good. All right, guys, got about 20 seconds. All right, guys, be right back. Taking your calls, comments, and texts this morning, 800-394-1061. What was your worst day at work ever? Now, I got two stories to come to mind. I'm going to share one. Happened in Illinois over a decade ago. It's obviously before I came here, before I went out to Lincoln, Nebraska. I was just completely done. I was fed up with the situation I was in, the company I was working for, and I'm done.
Yeah, you're not going to take it. You were a Twisted Sister song at that moment in your life.
No, I didn't even want to put that much effort into it. I just didn't care anymore.
Right.
So I showed up to work one day, and I, for whatever reason the night before, just out of frustration, cut my hair into a mohawk.
Yes.
And so I cut my hair into a mohawk, show up to work. I'm wearing just shorts, flip-flops, T-shirt. I just didn't care.
Right.
Don't care at all. So I get there, and everybody's kind of like hanging out in the front lobby. I'm looking around. Boss walks out and is like, all right, everybody into the conference room.
Uh-oh.
We're going to have a meeting.
Oh, Michael Scott moment.
And I'm like, okay, cool, awesome, don't care. Walk in there. And then boss comes in a few minutes later after everybody else is already in the room. Everybody's like, what's going on? You know, everybody, that whole thing, the whispering around the room. So boss comes in with a person I have never seen before wearing a suit. And I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. This isn't good. Now, radio stations get sold all the time.
Yeah.
And low men on the totem pole like us don't know about it until after it's happened. We got sold. And this was potentially our new boss because they bought like half of our stations, not all of them.
Right.
But I was on one of the ones that got sold.
Yeah, and they split them up like it was a divorce.
So here I am with a stupid-ass mohawk, sitting in flip-flops, a short, and a tank top, and my new potential boss walks into the room. I regretted all of my decisions, because it's like I knew I'd given up, and the situation I was in I didn't like, but now I'm like, this is the first impression to the guy that may eventually be signing my check, and I look like a dude who just walked in off the street.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, no, it is fantastic.
I mean, luckily, things worked out for the best, and I got a different job and actually left Illinois, went to Lincoln, Nebraska, which ended up getting me the job here. But the sinking pit in my stomach that morning when that guy walked in, I remember I'm just sitting there. I look down and I look up because I look at my shorts, my tank top, or my flip-flops. I'm like, I'm a moron. They're going to fire me today.
I mean, you cut your hair into a mohawk.
Yes.
Did you absolutely get wrecked that night? I mean, did you just get drunk, crazy drunk?
No.
Oh.
There was no drinking involved. I was just done. I was ticked off. And for whatever reason, every now and then in the past, when I'd get mad, I'd shave my head, just take frustrations out on it. I just decided to cut into a mohawk.
Never once did I give myself a mohawk. And I've had mohawk a couple times.
Sure.
Sober. It
is a drunk thing.
Usually no one ever gets a mohawk sober. That's just it's you're one of the rare birds out there, Cotter.
There you go. Glad I could do that for you.
All right, today we were asking you guys, what was your worst day at work ever? Obviously, you got one from Cotter right there. Glad it worked out for you. It could have gone terribly, terribly wrong. Kind of like this story that we got from Terabyte here on the stream, Cotter. Now, working at the old YDC Center in Augusta, says Terabyte, he goes, installing data cables in the middle of July during the heat boom of 2019. He said the average is 103 degrees, and the attic spaces were showing 120 degrees. He goes, I was in the attic for 3 straight hours. I came down from the attic and immediately hit the floor. He goes, I woke up in the hospital a couple hours later from heat stroke. Doctor said I was one step away from my body completely shutting down.
Whoa, see?
That's a bad day at work.
That is not good at all. Thomas hit us up on Facebook. He even knows the date, December 5th, 2019. The day I mangled my hand in a table saw.
Oh, no.
I can't even imagine the pain.
Yeah, that's one of those things where I think once you put your hand through a table saw and you kind of look at it and you see what you actually did, you're like, should have never bought this table saw. What am I doing?
Mike hit us up. This had to be the best and worst day ever. He got caught enjoying the boss's daughter. So, I mean, best day.
Oh.
You're getting yourself some.
Right.
That's awesome.
Right.
Bad day. The boss walks in while you're getting yourself some.
Well, I mean, the question is, was he with the daughter or was he with the picture of the daughter that he took from his boss's desk? Because that, I think, is a legitimate question, Connor.
I think that is fair. Context is needed. All right, 800-394-1061. Call, comment, and text. What is your worst day at work ever? More of your stories coming up. Here's Volbeat, Wait a Minute, My Girl, on Rock 1061.
All right, guys, thanks for hanging around this morning. Once again, what was your worst day at work ever? Feel free to call us up or text us 1-800-394-1061 or drop in your story on the stream. Do appreciate that. Let's see. Sorry, I got to move quick here because this song is 2 minutes. How do you want to work this next break?
You got yours?
I will.
Get yours. I've got one. I got Wanda's.
Okay.
It's a little lengthier, so that's all right. We can read Wanda's.
Oh, this thing is flying now. Oh, so good.
All right, guys. Got about a minute 15. Thank you guys for hanging out on the stream today. Appreciate it as always.
Sorry, I just saw Charles's comment on the stream. He goes, Marshall's worst day at work. Congrats, Tim. You got the job.
Marshall's fault.
To be honest, Tim was actually a pretty good street teamer. I only had to correct Tim once.
Okay.
On site, and it was right in front of me. He did it. Tim's one of those vape guys.
Yeah.
Once again, there's nothing wrong with vaping unless you're close to me. And Tim actually hit the vape right in front of me. And I'm like, hey man, you know, I like we don't vape while we're working. You could vape any other time, just not while we're working. Anyway, he apologized. That's the only time I had to correct him.
All right.
Well, he was my employee.
All right, guys, got about 15 seconds. Be right back. What is your worst day at work ever? Call, comment, and text your stories now, 800-394-1061.
So I'm going to go ahead and preface this story with, I'm not a math guy, okay? I've never claimed to be a math guy. Numbers are hard. They are difficult. I think I passed algebra. Is there multiple algebras?
Yeah, there were.
Yeah, just the first one, I think. And then I somehow avoided math, I think, the last 2 years of high school. Don't ask me how I did it. It was a skill. Yeah. It was a skill. Somehow I avoided it. But working at a radio station group in Las Vegas, and we're doing a cash contest. And we had something to the effect of $1,600 left. And I was talking to my boss, because we had like a kitty of like $5,000 or $10,000. I can't quite remember, that we were giving away just via, just a cash contest. Yeah. Like a simple, here's $100, and if you don't win $100, it rolls over into something else. Well, according to my notes and according to my Excel file sheet, we had like $1,500 left. So I'm like, hey, boss, we still have this. He's like, cool, let's run it through the weekend. So we got a bunch of winners. And then about 2 weeks later, I got pulled into our accountant's office. Right. I was like, hey, what's going on, guys? They're like, hey, noticed you gave away $1,500 this weekend. I'm like, yep, absolutely. According to the sheet here, we had it. They're like, yeah, we didn't. I'm like, okay, that's not right. We do have it. And pretty much what it turns out is on my Excel file sheet, there was three winners that somehow weren't put on there. I don't know how, but each one of them won $500.
No.
So, yeah, I give away $1,500, and I thought there was a small chance I'd get fired that day.
Yeah.
Yep. But I think they just all pitied me because they realized, oh, yeah, Marshall's not a math guy. And I think even then I used that tagline, not a math guy, guys, but they still put me in charge of doing the math. So I feel like maybe they felt, yeah, this one's on us. We shouldn't have given it to that guy. He obviously looked slow. So that was my worst day because I went home and I sweated it out. And then I sweated it out, I think, for the next month.
Yeah.
And somehow I was still there. And I just never brought it up again. I never talked about it. Even if they brought it up to me, I was just like, well, yeah, you should talk to Janice.
I mean, any punishment at all?
No, just
really?
Just a great job, pal. Sorry.
Don't do that again.
Yeah, so that was a bad day, week, month of just sweating out the thought that I may get fired for giving away $1,500 extra that I probably shouldn't have.
All right, so call, comment, and text 800-394-1061. What's your worst day at work ever? Wanda hit us up. Said 2 years ago, August 14th, my brother called. He was at the hospital with my mama. She was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and had the Whipple procedure done prior to this visit. She was bleeding internally with tumors spread throughout her. Her options were to have another procedure with the likelihood of survival being slim or go home and be with family. She chose home. She was tired of all the years of fighting breast cancer, then throat cancer, then pancreatic cancer.
Oh.
The radiation and chemo had done so much more damage over the years. I remember falling to the floor, holding the phone. All I could do was cry and look out the window. It was the longest drive home ever. Multiple wrecks, nonstop rain. She had her homecoming 6 days after that call.
Oof. Wow. Well, I mean, that's an absolute showstopper there, Cotter.
I mean, what do you? I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't imagine getting that call. I mean, you're at work when you get that call. I mean, you're never going to forget that. Never.
Now, that's an obviously terrible, terrible day at work. Let's go to the stream over here because we have something that's a little bit more lighthearted. Let's go ahead and go with Charles. Charles says, probably the worst day that stands out. We were about 2 weeks away from finishing a 14-week, 6,000 square foot remodel. Came in one morning to a flood. A plumbing valve failed, soaked the first floor, and had another 3 weeks to the repair. Manufacturer did compensate for most of it, but it added another 3 weeks to the job to pretty much redo everything he did prior to that.
Yeah, not good. All right, 800-394-1061. What is your worst day at work ever? We want those stories. Hit us up now. Cotter and Marshall Show, Rock 1061.
I'll be right back.
All right, cool. What's up, A-Dub? How's it going? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. So I got more updates from my daughter at Arkansas. Things are going good. She's meeting people. She's getting out and interacting, which was kind of her fear. So it sounds like things are going good. Then, of course, class will kick in next Monday. Marshall talks about not being a math guy and, struggling with Algebra 1. She's taking a physics class as she wants to be an architect, do architecture. I can talk. And she wants to focus on green architecture. So that's what she wants to do. So there is math and physics involved. Not something that I could ever imagine doing. All right, so we've got Lauren from Connect Savannah going to join us after 9, explain The Bachelor. Bachelor in Paradise debuted last night. Coming up toward the end of this hour, Marshall is going to get quizzed in the face all about summer movie blockbusters. Because of the pandemic, people not really going to movie theaters, really haven't had a blockbuster the past 2 summers. I mean, we got some movies this year, which has been nice. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give Marshall the year the movie came out, and they are the biggest movies from the summer of that year. So I'll give Marshall the year it came out, how much money it made. Then I'm going to play a movie quote, and he's got to tell me what the movie is. So we'll get to that toward the end of the 7 o'clock hour. Top of 8 o'clock, going to talk about Jake Paul. Back in May, he was arrested for looting or trespassing when a mall in Arizona was being looted during some riots. And the local government dropped the charges after the federal government came in and looked into things. Federal government ended their investigation, not going to charge Jake Paul, but the local government is back in looking to charge Jake Paul, so we'll talk about that. Also, Monopoly. It's a garbage board game, let's be honest, but got some strategy on how to win Monopoly if you're forced into playing it. I think it's pretty solid. I kind of want to play it now just to test out these strategies. So we'll talk about that. That's coming up after 8 o'clock. And, of course, Are You Smarter Than a Community College Dropout? Your chance to score tickets for White Reaper. Band's going to be at the new venue, District Live, downtown. Wanda, I just read your other story. I'm so sorry. Yeah, thanks, A-Dub. She's doing better than I think both the wife and I expected. You know, at least this early on. I shouldn't say. I mean, I expect her to be fine once it got going, but this early on, she is doing way better than I expected. So that's awesome. If you haven't heard, the Papa Evil show that was supposed to happen Monday at Victory North Savannah, unfortunately, is being postponed. Lead singer Lee, Katie, who's got COVID-19, tested positive the other day, postponed one show. Took another test just to make sure it wasn't a false positive. That came back positive as well. So they have now postponed basically a couple weeks worth of shows is what it looks like. That includes the Savannah date. Don't have a rescheduled date, but it sounds like that's going to be the plan, at least for now, is to try to reschedule another date for all the shows they're having to miss over the next week or so. So hold on to that ticket because if they get that rescheduled, it will get you into the new show. All right, there we go. We got about four minutes. All right. I can share my story from here. It's and it doesn't. It's not. It is not what it is going to sound like. My worst day of work here is the first day A-Dub started working here, but that is not against A-Dub at all. It is something that I had done to myself. It just coincides with that day and everything that kind of took place that day.
All right. Well, thanks for everyone sticking around. As Cotter was telling you guys, we're getting to all sorts of cool stuff leading into the show a little later on. Crazy stuff from the genre of rock and roll, especially with COVID, with not only Lee from Pop Evil getting COVID, but also Jonathan Davis from Korn. He also has COVID-19, so they just postponed 5 shows. It's kind of crazy to see that these lead singers are getting COVID, especially with what effects COVID could have on them. You know, Maynard James Keenan, he's had COVID twice. So I hope these guys not only were vaccinated previous to this, I hope they're doing well, because with COVID, it could obviously do a toll on your lungs and everything. So I hope these guys are treating themselves good and getting any sort of medical help they need. I'd like to obviously see these guys on the road at some point.
Yeah. All right, we got about 2 minutes. So last Friday, AEW had the debut of their brand new 1-hour show called Rampage. It's going to be every Friday on 10 o'clock. So if you watch SmackDown, it's on right after SmackDown. So Tony Khan, owner of AEW, was hinting at what's coming up this week at Rampage because it is going to come out of Chicago. It's in the United Center, and fans are expecting the debut of CM Punk. So Tony Khan said next week's Rampage is The First Dance, so they're giving it like a title. And I think everyone knows what to expect, and everyone is very excited. So if it doesn't happen now,
it's the worst kept secret. I mean,
I know.
The Chicago game over the weekend. Adam Rank, who's a well-known NFL journalist, he's also did a lot of TV work for the NFL Network. He even mentioned CM Punk during the Chicago Bears broadcast. So I think it's pretty well known at this point. So it'll be exciting to see his return after 7 years, I think.
Yeah. Now it's like I get it. You kind of not that they've promoted that he's going to be there. But the leak came out, Part of me as a wrestling fan wishes it wouldn't have got leaked and you just could experience that surprise because it's like I'm not comparing CM Punk to Shane McMahon, wrestling wise, but when Shane McMahon, who was gone for near a decade, returned 5-6 years ago, one of the loudest pops I'd ever heard on Raw. And nobody knew it was happening completely out of the blue. So, it's going to be a massive pop when he returns. But if it was a complete surprise, it would have been awesome. All right, guys, be right back. Continuing with your stories, 800-394-1061. Call, comment, and text. Your worst day at work ever. Initially told the story about my worst day in Illinois, but I do have a worst day here. And it's not against the current boss, A-Dub, but it just happened to be A-Dub's very first day here.
Oh.
The night before was a Sunday night. It was the night of the Royal Rumble. I got utterly wrecked watching the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I mean, torn up. I debated calling in sick on Monday. I was so drunk, so hungover the next day. But being a team player, being that trooper, I came into work.
Yeah.
I showed up late. I didn't care. Closed my office door. It's like, look, I'm here. I'll get my stuff done, but I'm not talking to anybody. I looked like crap. Just you could tell I was hungover. It was utterly horrible headache. All of a sudden, it's like there's a knock on my door, and I'm like, what is it? Open the door. Dick Harlow.
Yeah.
Big boss standing there, and I'm like, oh, dear Lord, what's going on? And he comes in, he sits down, and he starts talking about how our previous boss has been let go, how we've got a new boss being introduced today. And all I'm doing is I'm sweating alcohol at this point in time, sitting here, across from my big boss. And I'm like, this isn't good. And he's like, we're going to introduce the new. I'm like, I'm going to meet my new boss in this condition. I thought I was hosed.
Yeah.
Because you could tell I was hungover. I was not hiding it. I wasn't trying to hide it. I think I probably came to work wearing, whatever I could find, in the morning. I thought I was going to get fired. I really thought I was out the door.
No, you can't get fired for being hungover at work.
No,
you weren't drunk.
I wasn't drunk.
Sort of, maybe.
I was definitely hungover. But it was once again meeting your new boss in that condition.
Yeah,
was not my proudest moment.
No, probably not. And we've gotten some great stories today, Cotter. Especially from Phil. Phil chimed in on the stream. He said the worst day at work was at UPS loading trucks For about 30 to 45 minutes straight, the conveyor belt that sent all the packages to our trucks was rugs of all sizes. And luckily, they were all for my truck. Lucky me, they were all for my truck. He said, I couldn't pull them fast enough, so I had to just throw them on the ground and just wait to load them. It must have been a couple hundred rugs, maybe more, because when I finally loaded them, they all filled half an entire semi. I really thought about walking out that day, says Phil.
Oh, my Lord.
Half a semi full of rugs. I mean, they're not easy to carry. They're cumbersome. Just the shape of them, that must have been the worst day at work, Phil. We feel for you. I got another one here, Cotter, from Tony. I want to share too. Tony says, I think my worst day at work was actually a full 1 week military field exercise. She says, I put a dent in a fuel tanker while breaking a gate to get a refuel. She goes, 2 days later, I rear-ended another tanker and bent the ladder to get onto it. She goes, the best was the last day grounding a helicopter due to putting a gash in a blade with a tanker. You would think they would stop letting me drive tankers, but no. Wow. Unbelievable work there, Tony.
All right. Thank you, guys. Everybody who submitted stories today. If you got yours, please hit us up, text or comment. Your worst day at work ever. Coming up next, Marshall is going to get quizzed in the face all about summer blockbuster movies. We'll see how he does. It's coming up after Bad Flower. This is 30. Cotter and Marshall Show, Rock 106.1. Terabyte, yes. Special Return was the Hardy Boys a few years back. I was actually there for that. WrestleMania in Orlando. You kind of knew it was happening. We went to the Ring of Honor show the night before or a couple nights before WrestleMania where they dropped the titles. So you kind of knew something was going down. Dude, the pop for them, that was crazy.
Yeah, people still replay that video on social media. I see that all the time.
Hey, Andrew. Good morning.
Morning, everyone.
All right. So for Quizzed in the Face today, summer blockbuster movies. I'm going to play you a line from the movie. I'll let you know what year it came out, how much money it made, and you have to tell me the movie. Some of them easier than others.
All right, so we're 2.5 minutes away from that?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Now I'm excited to hear what we have for Quizzed in the Face today. Let's see. Terabyte's calling 8 out of 10. Oh, man. So I said to tell you the movie, right?
Just the movie.
Okay.
That's all I need. I mean, some of these are gimmies. I mean, they really are. You've heard of all of the movies. I went with, not all of them may be the most well-known lines. Some of them are. Some of them, it's like, all right, that's that line from that movie.
Okay.
But some of them are maybe a little bit more obscure. Like number 2 is just my favorite line from that movie. That's why I went with that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm going to go ahead and say I may potentially get 6 out of 10. I'll go a little lower. I appreciate Terabyte's always a big fan, always trying to pump me up, and I appreciate the hell out of that. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go 6 out of 10 for myself.
All right, got about a minute 45.
Cotter probably threw some weird movies in there from like the Monty Python stuff.
These are legit the biggest blockbuster from the summer. So these are all well-known movies. So no, there's no weird ones in here. They're all well-known because they are legit summer blockbusters. The biggest movie from that summer. Morning, Mac. All right, we got 1 minute. Quizzed in the Face coming up.
Just getting some stuff lined up here. I found this story. The headline is Cat's Meow leads searcher to 83-year-old woman who fell into a ravine.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
My cat would have just come over and like pissed on me.
Yeah.
Die here, sucker.
Die here, sucker.
All right, we got about 15 seconds. Come right back. We got quizzed in the face. How well does Marshall know summer blockbuster movies? Going to find out with Quizzed in the Face coming up here in just a moment. Don't forget, hop on the stream. Join the Horde. Find out about Cake Day. It's going down. All the information on the stream, so let us know. Hop on there, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. All right, it is time for Marshall to get quizzed in the face. Now, because of the pandemic, last couple summers, really haven't had that big summer blockbuster. I mean, we had some movies get released this year, which is nice.
Yeah.
But not that one that just, makes all the money because people aren't going to theaters like they were prior to the pandemic. So for today's Quizzed in the Face, it's all about summer blockbusters. I'm going to give you the year the movie came out, and it was the biggest movie from that year during the summer.
Okay.
I'm going to give you how much it made, and then I'm going to play you a quote, a line from the movie. And you have to tell me what the movie is.
Okay, sure thing.
I think some of these, no-brainers. You got them. Others may be a little bit more difficult.
I got the members of the Horde flat out telling me we're gonna get 8 out of 10.
Okay.
I'm gonna do well apparently on this, so I'm gonna cross my fingers and I hope I can perform for all of you.
All right. No pressure. All right. Movie number 1, Quizzed in the Face, Summer Blockbusters, came out in 1978.
Oh wow.
It made $190 million.
What?
This car could be systematic, hydromatic, ultramatic.
I believe that's the Rocky Horror Picture Show, right?
Wrong again.
Oh, I don't know.
It's from the movie Grease.
Oh yeah, I've never on purpose watched Grease before.
What?
Yeah. My wife, huge fan. Huge fan. Nope, don't know Grease.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't.
It's the intro to the song Grease Lightning. Now,
Is
if
it?
I would have put in "It's Grease Lightning," would it have mattered?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right, movie number 2.
All right, bad start, guys.
Movie number 2, 1984, $242 million.
Is this adjusted for today?
No, this is what they made at the time.
Really?
Yes,
That seems like a lot.
$242 million. This is just my favorite quote from this movie.
Everything was fine with our system until the power grid was shut off by us here.
They caused an explosion. Is this true?
Yes, it's true. This man has no.
I'm sorry, I just love that quote.
Wow, I am starting off horrible here.
Somebody's in the car shouting at you right now.
No, I'm sure they are. I wanted to say Ghostbusters at first, but I don't think that's it. I have no idea. I'm obviously not a fan of 80s or late 70s cinema. I'll just go with Stripes.
Wrong again.
I should have stuck with the original thought, Ghostbusters.
Was it really?
It's when they're sitting there in the mayor's office. I want to say it's like right before the Stay Puft.
Oh,
scene.
okay.
And it's just that is my favorite line in that entire movie. All right, number 3, 1985, $210 million. I think this is a gimme. Here we go.
1.21 gigawatts! 1.21 gigawatts! Great Scott!
Okay,
What the hell is a gigawatt?
exactly. Thank you, Marty McFly. Yeah, this one's Back to the Future. I know this one.
That is correct.
Yeah, that's still one of my favorite movies.
Okay.
All right, so redeeming yourself right now.
Yeah,
'Cause
barely.
I think you'll get this next one as well.
Okay.
All right, here we go. It's Quizzed in the Face, Summer Blockbusters, giving you the year, how much money they made, and a line from the movie. You tell me what the movie is. Number 4 is from 1986, $178 million.
I feel the need for speed.
Oh, sorry, it's so cheesy.
I feel the need for speed.
Yes. What movie is that from?
I think it's Top Gun. That is correct.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, it is. All right, number 5, and then we'll take a break. You are 2 out of 4 so far. Number 5 is from 1989, $251 million at the box office that summer. Here's your quote.
You ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? What? I always ask that of all my prey. I just like the sound of it.
He does. Jack Nicholson playing the Joker there. That's the original Batman.
That is correct.
Very good. All right, see, I told you. You're redeeming yourself here.
I almost got the second one, but I talked myself out of it. The first one, straight up, I just don't know Grease.
All right, so we've got the second half of Quizzed in the Face. 2 movies from the 90s, then we get into the 2000s. It's all about summer blockbusters. You can play along in your car, at home, at work. We got second half of Quizzed in the Face up next. Powder and Marshall Show, Rock 106.1.
That was such an obscure line from Ghostbusters that you played there.
I went with it because, like I said, it is my favorite line in the movie. It's true. This man has no dick. I don't know. It makes me laugh every time. So I knew exactly what line I was going to go with that.
Yeah, I did not remember that line at all.
I thought about doing we came, we saw, we kicked his ass, but I'm like, I think it's too easy when they walk out of the thing after getting Slimer.
Terabyte, thank you for the no pressure here. He goes, you got to be perfect, Marshall. You got this. I'll do my very best. It sounds like these movies I'll know a little bit more. I mean, I was born in '82, so you know I've seen a bunch of '80s movies, but I would say I'm probably a lot more caught up, a lot more fluent in '90s and 2000s movies.
I think 100% you'll get number 6. I will say, no, I don't want to give you. I'm not going to give you that much of a hint. Some of these are going to be hard, I think.
Okay. Well, we'll do my very best. Speaking of movies, I was reading this story just last night. So James Gunn, he's the guy who directed Guardians of the Galaxy, and he also just directed The Suicide Squad, which is on HBO Max, and it's in movie theaters right now. So he revealed that when he was writing the film, because he got his choice at what to write.
Yeah,
DC was just like, pick whatever series you want. You can do whatever you want. You can do Superman if you want. He chose The Suicide Squad because he loved the array of silly characters that were in it.
Sure.
So the main villain of The Suicide Squad is this giant kaiju, like Godzilla-like monster called Starro, and it's just like a giant starfish, right?
Yeah.
So he originally was actually considering making Superman the villain in the film. Now, one of the main characters of the film, Bloodsport, is played by Idris Elba, and he plays Bloodsport. And apparently, a major storyline of Bloodsport is that he shoots Superman with a kryptonite bullet and puts Superman in the hospital, almost kills him.
Right.
Is the only person that's almost killed Superman outside of the one thing that's killed Superman. But it's apparently, he goes, I thought he was, he said he wanted to do Kal-El, but he crossed him off the list in favor of the intergalactic starfish. He goes, I thought he was one of the major DC villains that was probably never going to be put into another movie, talking of Starro. And if they did, they would do it like the Black Cloud version of Starro, not a giant walking starfish, a kaiju that is bright pink and blue, just ridiculously big, bright bad guy. So that's the reason why he chose Starro as the major villain in the Suicide Squad. So
even being able to do anything, I find it hard to believe DC would have let him make Superman a bad guy. Right?
No, I mean he's showed up as a bad guy multiple times in the comic book. So, and DC has no ongoing story or
no vision, no plan
as canon story. Yeah, so. But pretty interesting stuff that, they were considering Superman as the villain there. I think it would have been a lot of fun, but, it's hard to think that, at least when it comes to comic books, that Superman is defeated at anything.
Yeah.
All right, we have commercials right now on Rock 106.1, and then we'll be coming back with the second half of Quizzed in the Face.
We'll just come right out of the spots.
Okay. After that, we'll get into... some talk about Pop Evil. Obviously, their show has been postponed. Give you details on that. And then we'll get into trivia on the back half of this hour, hooking you up with a White Reaper and Tailgate Bar Crawl passes.
All right, we've got about a minute left.
I got a cool story about the Las Vegas Raiders, which is crazy to say. But they actually have a plan for their home games this year. I'll share it after we do Quiz in the Face. It's kind of cool. They have a kind of a plan set up for people to actually go to games and not wear a mask during it. So that's cool stuff. Plus, obviously, I mean, NFL football, so exciting. We have our first game in just like 3 weeks. I'm still super excited to get the NFL season going again after a disappointing baseball season with all of our baseball teams that we love here. And then obviously basketball and hockey just being, super team central. It's fun to actually get the NFL back and going.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. Marshall is presently getting quizzed in the face, all about summer blockbusters, giving you the year the movie came out, how much money it made that summer, and then playing you a quote from the movie. So far, you are 3 out of 5. Got a couple movies from the 90s, getting to 3 from the 2000s. So let's go with movie number 6. It is from 1991, and it made $205 million. At the box office.
All right.
And if you want to shine them on, it's hasta la vista, baby.
Hasta la vista, baby.
That was obviously Terminator 2 Judgment
That
Day.
is correct.
There you go. All right, that one was an easy one. This one, you know the movie. I just don't know if you're going to know this line. I don't think I could get this line either. So here we go. Number 2 is from 1994. It made $422 million.
Okay.
Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars.
Really?
Yes. So whenever you feel alone,
come on, it's easy.
You know this one?
Yeah.
That those kings will always be there.
Well, I mean, I hope it's honestly not like the second or third one, but it's The Lion King.
That is correct.
It is.
It's definitely The Lion King.
All right, here we go. From 2001, you're on a roll, 5 in a row. From 2001, this made $426 million at the box office. Here is quote number 8.
Oh, pick me! Oh, I know, me! Okay, fine.
Oh wow, that's a tough one. Sorry, what's the year it came out?
2001. $426 million at the box office. Made all kinds of money.
Ooh, pick me. I do not know. I have no idea.
Wrong again.
Shrek. That's donkey. Pick me.
Just an absolute blockbuster. Can't believe I missed Shrek, guys. Sorry about that.
5 out of 8. So we got our final 2 to go.
Okay.
Here we go. Movie number 9, summer blockbusters. Playing you a movie quote. The year was 2003. It made $380 million.
I shall call him Squishy, and he shall be mine, and he shall be my Squishy. Come here, Squishy. Come here, little Squishy. Ow!
Dory, that's a jellyfish!
Bad Squishy.
Oh yeah, I know what this is. It's that stupid Pixar movie.
Okay, which stupid Pixar movie is it though? That's the question. There's so many. This one's from 2003.
It's not Finding Nemo.
There it is.
That is correct.
All right.
Yeah, because the sequel is called Finding Dory or something. Yeah. All right. Finding Nemo. Nailed it. Boom. Back on track. Let's go.
All right. 6 out of 9. This is the last one.
6 out of 9.
It came out in 2012.
Okay.
Made $623 million.
It's a lot of dinero
at the box office.
Take that off. What are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
I know guys with none of that worth 10 of you.
Well, that is the absolute bombshell. Technically, the second MCU movie, Iron Man.
Wrong again.
No?
The Avengers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that is.
I thought he said that in the original Iron Man.
That is from the Avengers.
Damn.
All right. 6 out of 10.
That's a shame.
In this edition.
That's a shame.
Of Quizzed in the Face.
Really? That's from the Avenger? I really thought that was from the first Iron Man film.
Now we can go back and we can check with the judges, and we'll
I don't think we
confirm.
need. I mean, you pulled the audio. I think you're the judge.
Well, that's questionable sometimes. All right, coming up after 8 o'clock, we're going to talk Jake Paul. He is going to get or potentially get charged again with some misdemeanors following the Arizona mall rioting incident from 2020. So we got that coming up next. Stick around. Cotter and Marshall Show, Rock 106.1.
Terabyte says, Cotter, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. No, it's from the Avengers.
Okay.
Well, there were so many. There were so many.
There's
Robert
so
Downey
many.
Jr.
Yeah,
movies.
I know.
I thought it was from Iron Man.
That's where that one gets tough.
Sorry, Terabyte, for disappointing. 6 out of 10, which actually is what I said I would get. So not too shabby.
That's true. You called it.
I only disappointed you. So the Las Vegas Raiders are going to require vaccinations for all fans at home games. So they're the first NFL team to lay out a plan for everyone. So the Raiders are going to require all attendees at home games to show proof of the COVID-19 vaccination through Clear's free mobile app and Health Pass feature, allowing fans to attend games without wearing a mask. The policy will take effect during the first home game of the season, which is going to be Monday Night Football versus the Ravens. The Raiders are the first team in the NFL to announce a vaccine no mask policy. So they say after consulting with Governor Sisolak and other community leaders, this policy ensures that we will be able to operate at full capacity without masks for fully vaccinated fans for the entire season. So that's the first NFL team that's kind of laid it out there, like get a vaccination or just don't come to the game.
Right.
A fan said, if I have to show my vaccine card, if I'm not vaccinated, if I have to get a shot there at the stadium, whatever I got to do to get in there and see the game, I'm willing to do it. Oh, crazy. Morning, Holly. Morning, how are you? Tony says, so can a non-vaccinated person attend with a mask? I don't know. It doesn't seem like they can. At least according to the story. I'm not going to say that's 100% the story, but according to KTNV, that is what their story is stating. You have to be vaccinated to get in. But they're the first NFL team that's straight out said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's pretty much, it states right here. I mean, you have to. The Raiders will offer the opportunity for fans to receive vaccinations on site at Allegiant Stadium prior to Raiders home games, permitting newly vaccinated fans to enter wearing a mask.
Okay.
Okay, so I mean, you have to have some portion of the vaccination, but at least they're having it right there on site.
Yeah.
So there you go. The Raiders. Speaking of, tonight is the second episode of the Dallas Cowboys Hard Knocks. Yeah.
Did you watch the first one?
Yeah, I watched the first episode.
How was it?
It was good, man. It's better than the previous two seasons.
Okay.
I think the last really great season of Hard Knocks was actually with the Houston Texans with J.J. Watt, chicken and shrimp running back guy. I mean, that was a great Hard Knocks season. So, yeah, this season seems to be going pretty good. Only one episode deep, but the second one comes out tonight, so I can't wait to check that out.
Cool. I'll be right back.
Doing feel like shit after the shot. Got my first round yesterday. The first round, I got the Pfizer vaccine, and the first shot, I didn't feel bad or anything. My arm was a little sore, but that was about it. The second shot, I know it affects people. Like some people get really sick for like a day or two. I didn't feel anything. So I guess I'm a lucky one there, but that's how it went for me when it came to getting the vaccine. My wife was real sick for the second shot, but she walked it off after like a day and a half. She was like, really groggy and just was just not feeling it. Stayed in bed mostly for a good day and a half. So Steel Panther, who was actually just here, they were here just, I don't know, a couple months ago playing Victory North for 2 shows. They obviously have lost their bass player. Lexi Fox has decided to leave the band, but Steel Panther has decided to continue on without him. So apparently they are looking for a new bassist, and they are asking people to apply to be a member of the band. So they put out a tweet stating this: if you want to be the new touring bassist for Steel Panther, you have to follow these 3 instructions. 1, be bitchin'. You have to absolutely be bitching if you want to be a part of the new Steel Panther. 2, upload a video of you playing any Steel Panther song titled your name _ song name. And then number 3, upload a video of you introducing yourself to Steel Panther, explaining why you should be our bassist titled your name _ introduction. And then they're doing tryouts for the chance to become the new bass player of Steel Panther. Those guys are just so much fun. I think it'd be pretty incredible if you played the bass. Gibby, who I don't know if he's here today on the chat or not, but Gibby is a bass player. I think, Gibby, you should definitely try out for Steel Panther. Once again, you can get all those details via Loudwire or the Steel Panther Twitter account. But it'd be kind of fun. Charles, you play bass, right? I think Charles could play bass. I think he mentioned it earlier. Should get in there. Yeah, so coming up here in just a little while, about an hour actually, Lauren from Connect Savannah is going to join us. She's going to explain The Bachelor. We have obviously the new Bachelor beginning, Bachelor in Paradise, which is essentially just a hookup show. So we know you guys watch The Bachelor in Paradise. Some of you do. We sort of don't. And that's why Lauren's going to come in each week and kind of give us an update on Bachelor in Paradise. With our new feature, Explain the Bachelor. We're excited to have her in on a weekly basis. She did a great job for Beer for Breakfast with us a few weeks back. And once she did that, we had to come up with an idea to get her in on a more regular basis. So we're excited to have her in just a little while. Andrew, I think you have a real case at actually getting at getting into Steel Panther. Do they want a bitchin' lazy-eyed bassist? Yeah, totally, man. Just make sure to just drop your videos into them. Get it.
So, final list. Google Trends always does, whatever, different topics. Top tattoo designs being Googled in 2021. And they're like every stereotypical thing you can think of.
Skulls, flowers, roses.
Butterflies, number 1. Semicolons, number 2. That's a suicide awareness type thing. So that's
why did they have to Google a semicolon?
I don't know. Maybe why, the meaning behind it.
Oh, okay.
Sunflowers, number 3.
Interesting.
Roses at 4. Skeleton hands at 5. So like the Darby Allin thing, he's got some of that skeleton stuff done.
Yeah.
Koi fish tattoos at number 6. Snakes at 7. Medusas at 8.
Medusa, nice.
Lotus flower at 9. And cross tattoos at 10. So basically everything you would expect to be on that list. Skulls, though, not on it. I am shocked by that.
But skeleton hands.
Skeleton hands on the list.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't think I would want any of those tattoos.
No.
Flowers being a very popular choice.
Yeah, I get that. Flowers are an easy choice. Yeah, I don't think there's any of those that I would probably get.
No.
Yeah, nope, I'm good.
No, I would not get any of those.
I mean, I don't know. It's like I don't know. I think Japanese style tattoos are cool, and koi fish are usually involved in those. But I just I don't picture me getting that kind of stuff. That would be the only thing I'd probably say would be a possibility, off the top of my head on that list.
So Halle Berry is actually getting sued by a former UFC fighter. So she's getting sued by Kat Zagano.
Okay.
So Halle Berry actually went to Kat Zagano and said, "Hey, I'm doing an MMA movie called Bruised, and I want you to be in it." She goes, "Keep your schedule clear. We don't know when production is going to start, but we want you in the film,
right?
As to be a big part of it." Well, during this timeline, Kat Zagano got an offer from the UFC, and apparently it was for a lot of money to face an opponent. She did not name that opponent, but she stated that she called Halle Berry and was like, "Hey, I got this big money offer. You were going to offer me a ton of money to be in this movie. What's the timeline?" And Halle Berry was like, "Don't take the fight. Don't take the fight. Don't worry about it. We're going to start soon." Well, apparently she declined the fight and the UFC let her go. Was like, "If you don't want to fight, we're just going to let you go." So Kat was like, "What the hell?" So Kat has now signed with Bellator. But the thing that sucks is Halle Berry apparently signed a contract with the UFC to use only UFC fighters.
No.
So Kat Zagano not only lost her job with the UFC for refusing this fight to be in the movie, now she can't be in the movie because she doesn't fight for the UFC. So she is currently suing Halle Berry, citing all sorts of stuff. So I don't know how much she's suing for, but she is suing Halle Berry and, of course, the production company for essentially making her choose unwisely and getting let go of her contract. But she's currently fighting for Bellator, so at least she's got some income coming in.
I mean, I thought it was going to end up with they just didn't use her and got hosed out of the payday for UFC.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, though. I mean, does she have a case? It's not Halle Berry's fault she got fired. And, I mean, if she already had a contract that she's going to use UFC people, I don't know.
Well, I mean, obviously, Kat Zagano did not know that.
No, I know.
So,
but, I mean, yeah. But I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah, she passed on the movie. Halle Berry told her to pass on the fight because she cited that the movie's insurer cited liability concerns if she actually fought.
Right.
So Kat claims she agonized over the decision, the movie versus the big fight, and says she ultimately turned down the fight. And then the UFC released her from her contract. So
damn. That does suck, though. Yeah, that does suck.
That sucks so hard. Because you're trying to play it the right way and you think you're doing the right thing, and then you absolutely get screwed on both sides of it.
Yeah, that part sucks. All right, got about 3 minutes. We'll tell this Jake Paul story. Got a new Chevelle, Mars Simula, coming up as well.
I don't know if I like this song as much as the first single. What was the first single called again?
I can't think of it. God damn it. No, I agree. I think the first single is way better. That I can't remember the name to.
Self-Destructor.
There you go.
Yeah, Self-Destructor I think was much better than Mars Simula. I don't know. I'm not a huge Chevelle fan, so I won't act like I've actually listened to the album or anything.
Right. Yeah, I haven't listened to the whole thing. It is a concept record, though.
Yeah. I actually found some, so I've been listening to a lot of Bad Flower recently, and I found some really early stuff from Bad Flower that sounded a lot like Hailstorm.
Really?
Yeah, so it had a much different tone than what Bad Flower currently is. Yeah, and it sounded like, honestly, my wife and I were working out in the garage last night, and we both heard it. We're like, is this Hailstorm? So I walked over, and I was like, this is actually early Bad Flower.
Wow.
It was off EP, I think, called Temper.
Interesting.
But yeah, it was definitely a weird song from Bad Flower. And like I said, I've become huge fans of those guys. I'm excited to see them down at Welcome to Rockville. But good Lord. That's if they're playing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things are going. We'll see if Welcome to Rockville's happening.
90 seconds.
All right, getting into a couple stories here with Jake Paul getting sued. And then we'll get into some Monopoly strategy. This is a fun little story I was looking into because it's been forever since I played Monopoly, and I didn't really ever take any of this stuff into consideration.
No, I've always went into Monopoly just blind. Didn't know what I was doing. There's no strategy. Just make money.
Yeah. Well, apparently, I never made money.
Yeah.
In Monopoly. And that's why I lost Monopoly so many times.
All right, we got about 50 seconds.
Andrew, awesome. Yeah, Bad Flower puts on a good show, says Andrew. Saw them a few years ago. Yeah. Can't wait to see them. Them, Nine Inch Nails. I mean, obviously, so many more with Welcome to Rockville.
All right, guys. Got about 15, so we will be right back. I get that the chances are slim, but there's still a chance Jake Paul could go to jail. Got that story coming up. Very slim. You could hop on the stream, join the Horde, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Hang out, watch the show each and every morning. Like, follow, and subscribe while you're there. Now, internet celebrity, fighter, I guess, now Jake Paul. He's actually set to fight Tyrone Woodley August 29th.
Mm-hmm.
That fight goes down in Cleveland at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. You can watch it for $60 on Showtime pay-per-view.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Anyway, so back in May of 2020, Jake Paul was in Arizona. He was at an Arizona mall while looting was taking place, and he initially was arrested by the Scottsdale Police Department.
Right.
And he was charged with a couple misdemeanors. Well, the feds stepped in, so Scottsdale backed off. And the feds did some investigation. They raided his house. They also raided the graffiti mansion in Las Vegas. Well, the feds said they didn't find enough evidence, so they're dropping all charges against Jake Paul. But Scottsdale's like, whoa. Let us step back in. We want to hopefully press charges against this guy.
Yeah, soon-to-be failed boxer Jake Paul. He's apparently not going to have any charges put against him, but Scottsdale will. Now, there was 2 misdemeanors put against him for criminal trespass and unlawful assembly. So he was like live streaming like George Floyd protests that turn into riots, that turn into looting at a local mall there. And he like live streamed all of it, giving his incredible commentary, which was honestly thought-provoking and changed my life. And that's all said with heavy sarcasm. I hope they do actually charge him with these crimes because he could do a year in jail. And honestly, I think that would toughen him up and probably make him a better boxer.
What's got a better chance of happening? Him losing to Tyrone Woodley or ending up in jail?
Ooh, you want both, right?
Yes,
Perfect world, you want both, but you at least want one. I'm going to say he's going to lose to Tyrone Woodley because he's a bad man. Now, is he a great UFC fighter anymore? No, he's lost like 5 or 6 fights in a row. But I think he's going to put hands on Jake Paul, and I think he's going to beat him. And that's coming up at the end of the month. So I think we're going to really end this month, although it doesn't look so great now. I think we're really going to like how this month turns out.
All right, Jake Paul is due in court sometime after Labor Day. We'll see how that goes. All right, coming up next, we're going to talk Monopoly. My personal opinion, one of the worst games on the planet. Ooh. So if you're ever sucked into playing Monopoly ever again, we got some strategy for you. Not going to guarantee you a victory, but looking over this, all of this makes a whole lot of sense. It's coming up next. There's brand new Chevelle. It's Mars Simula. Cotter and Marshall Show. Rock 106.1.
Good old Mars Simula. Oh, I hear Tim, the engineer, in the background, showing up today to work. What a treat. All right, guys, talking about Monopoly strategy coming up here in just a minute. Then we'll get into some details on Pop Evil, some sad ones. Juana says, we love the electronic Monopoly game and does all the math for you.
Like
and
that.
That's obviously the one I need.
Yeah.
Needed that a few years ago. I should have bought a calculator or a better Excel file sheet. I don't know if there's a better one.
So, according to a new survey, the average American wastes over $70,000 in their lifetime on disappointing online purchases. That's an average of about $900 per year.
Really?
That's if you're looking at a life expectancy of about 78 years.
Well, I mean, I bought a fart gun, and currently I'm not disappointed with it. So, I mean, I think I'll be the judge of that.
And that's fair. The common types of unsatisfying buys: clothing, tech, and kids' toys. The disappointment is often because the quality isn't as good as they expected. Turned out to be a wrong size or color as well. $70,000. That's ridiculous. That number only is going to go up, too, as people just start buying everything online.
Yeah, I mean, we had that study a while ago where people are more apt to buy things online nowadays just because of, paying that like yearly fee of $120 that Amazon makes you pay. Plus, you get a free video service from it.
Prime.
Plus, you get free shipping, which, you get stuff within a couple days. I literally just bought, so behind Cotter, behind his big old melon right there, we have our purple and green fart gun over there. I bought my brother one, and I sent it to him. So it arrives on Wednesday, which I'm pretty excited about. So,
I mean, it's not like, because you're flying back up to Illinois, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are you going to take that one? What are you going to do? You can't put it in your bag, can you?
No. I mean, that's why I sent him one, so he could have one.
Well, I didn't know if it was just like fart gun wars as soon as you walked in the door.
I don't think so.
Just going to kick down your mom's, door to the front room there.
It's not like there's, it's not like they're Nerf darts or anything. Just a waft of smell. Tony says, my kids hate playing Monopoly with me because I always win. They call my houses brothels and complain about the quality of my workers or the prices they have to pay for services when visiting. Yeah, I completely get that.
Yeah, there was a while there. I mean, it's not a game we play regularly, and we do a lot of games with the family. But there was for a while there before I had kids, I refused to play it with my wife because she got so competitive. I was just like, this isn't even worth our relationship, which is going to end if we continue to play this game. All right, we got about 30 seconds. All right, guys, be right back. Monopoly. It is one of the most popular board games of all time, in my opinion. It is incredibly overrated. I think it may be the most overrated board game ever. Overly long to play. When have you actually finished a game? Usually leads to a fight amongst family and friends. So, I don't know. It's just not something... In theory, you're like, oh, Monopoly, it's a great game. And then you're like 15 minutes in going, why did I agree to this? Well, we came across a Monopoly strategy or several strategies that you can use if you do get sucked in to a game of Monopoly. And you and I were talking about it. Never really had a strategy when I've played Monopoly. I've just sat down and played.
Yeah, I'm one of the worst. I will try to go around the board once and get some extra cash, then I try buying things, and apparently that is just the worst strategy ever.
All right, number 1 on this list, 4 things for you to win your next game of Monopoly. Always buy everything you can. 7 turns into the game, money becomes worthless in comparison to your properties. And always play by the real rules. Everybody's got like house rules. You kind of play your own thing. Well, I guess it's a legit rule. If somebody lands on a property and chooses not to buy it, you can auction off the property to the highest bidder.
Like any property on the first run?
I guess. I mean, I think that is like a legit rule that if you land on Park Place, you're like, I don't want to buy Park Place.
You always buy Park Place.
I agree. But you can put it up for auction to the highest bidder. And I mean, I get that. I mean, you lose Monopoly because you land on, high value properties and you just don't have the money to cover your butt.
Yeah, on the orange and red properties are the ones that you want to own. That's actually tip number 3, jumping ahead. The most valuable properties to them because people land on those most of the time after getting out of jail.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. They're right around the free parking area. They're decent value, so you're going to have to sink a little bit of money into it if you land on them, and you're not paying too much to upgrade your properties if you own those. So that one makes a lot of sense. In the same lines, it says never buy the cheap purple or brown properties, utilities, or railroads with the intent of completing the set. Instead, use them as trades with worse players who think they're good. Railroads are very much in demand, but awful unless you get all 4, at which point they're still worse than the light blues. I mean, because if you play a game of Monopoly, it seems like everybody goes after the railroads. It's a true story.
Yeah, I mean, well, people love transit, okay? People love going places. That's why they love the railroad so much. But I get that one. But this is the one that kills me, Cotter, because I'm so dumb I never thought of it myself. They say get a full set as soon as possible. So, like, get all the reds or oranges or whatever you decide to do. And then put 4 houses on each. Never a hotel. As per the rules, once the houses in the box are gone, nobody can get any more, and therefore nobody can build hotels, so you can cut others off by doing that. That is the strategy that I never knew that I needed to know.
That is when the game gets cutthroat, because you're going to do that. You're going to have a couple properties, 4 houses. You're going to have somebody else who has has a set and is looking to build houses and can't, wants to go up to hotels and can't. I mean, that I think out of all 4 things, I like the best.
Yeah, that's the one I wish I would have known. And I haven't played Monopoly probably in close to a decade.
Right.
And I don't plan on doing it anytime. I actually looked up how long a typical Monopoly game is. It's about 3 hours, they say.
You kidding?
Yeah,
no.
It's very, very long time.
I'm out. You lost me. All right, coming up next, talking some concerts that are coming to the area and one that has gotten postponed. We got details about that next. Cotter and Marshall Show, Rock 106.1.
Yeah, I looked it up. It said typical games between 120 and 180 minutes. But I remember the last time I played Monopoly was much longer than that.
It always feels much longer than that.
Yeah. So the lead singer name of Pop Evil's lead singer's name is Lee Kakady.
Kakady is how I've always pronounced it. Yeah. I have audio from bands we could throw in there.
From bands?
Just, as we're talking about the concerts.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I got Pop Evil before, seeing the story about Pop Evil, but
just clips of the songs.
Yeah,
correct?
just some hooks.
Okay.
Yeah, just short hooks. I just did Pop Evil, POD, and Fozzy. I wasn't going to do everybody.
Okay.
And I figured mix it up next time we did something.
Yeah, they're postponing. I mean, it's weird because they're like in a bunch of small markets, and then right in the middle there's Nashville. So like they're in Des Moines, Fargo, Joliet, Nashville, Savannah, Asheville, Jacksonville, North Carolina. All these tiny markets, and they're just slamming Nashville right in the middle of it.
So Netflix. Some of my favorite Netflix produced series are Toys That Made Us. I think we talked about that the other day.
Yeah.
And they do the one called The Movies That Made Us. And they just released another season. It's 4 movies. And Forrest Gump was one of them. So I watched that yesterday. And, I mean, I knew, obviously, the bench scene was filmed in Savannah.
Right.
And I knew some other scenes, at least that I thought were filmed in Savannah. I had no idea how much of the movie was actually filmed in Beaufort. South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like their house, his house growing up with his mom, Sally Field, that was in Beaufort. All of the Vietnam scenes were Beaufort, including the massive explosion, they did. The Jenny's house, the poor rundown house that she was when she was a kid, that was in Beaufort. So all of this stuff was actually just filmed in Beaufort.
Yeah, I know what the three major scenes that were filmed in Savannah were. It was the bench scene at one of the squares.
Yep.
They did Jenny's, naked guitar thing at Love's down in Richmond Hill. And then they had like the long running scene as Forrest as a kid was over at Wormslow.
Yeah.
And I think those were, the three major scenes that were filmed in Savannah. I could be wrong on that. I'm sure there was a bunch more, but those were three major scenes that I know of that were shot in this area.
Yeah, it sounds like big chunks from Beaufort. And then when you see the flower floating through, you get a shot of Savannah.
Okay, gotcha.
Not flower, the feather floating through. Interesting. It was very interesting, though. I always heard the rumor that John Travolta kind of had the option of doing Forrest Gump or doing Pulp Fiction, and chose Pulp Fiction. According to this, John Travolta was never brought up. It was Tom Hanks from the get-go. They used him to help sell the film in order to get it made. But it was interesting. It was good. It was a nice little 45-minute documentary about it. I also wrapped up the Woodstock '99.
Oh, was the rest of it as good as the first half?
It's good. It is definitely worth the watch, and just watching how much of a cluster it was, and that promoter. Not even so. There was like two promoters. There's the guy who was around for the very first Woodstock, and has then been part of like the last, two, 94 and 99, and then the attempted one at the 50th anniversary that didn't work. Then there's this other guy who did 94 and 99, and he still, he doesn't sound like he wants to take any blame whatsoever. He blames Limp Bizkit, that was brought up yesterday. Definitely blames Limp Bizkit, and he blames MTV. And because MTV were there broadcasting live, and he's like, all they talked to, were people about how it was horrible and all this. That's all you saw. Most of the people there enjoyed it, had a great time, and all this stuff. But it's like he does not want to take responsibility.
Interesting. Yeah, I know. I've got to watch that still. That's definitely on the list. But obviously, been really diving into F-Boy Island,
priorities,
which is really important.
We've been speaking about penises all day. You get to see Flea's junk in the Red Hot Chili Peppers because he performed naked, and he's flopping all over the place.
Good for him.
So there you go. That's a thing.
Can't get away with that nowadays, I don't think.
No, not so much.
So on the chat, Sean says, apparently I'm in the doghouse because of being cranky last night. And I missed this from a little while ago. So, Sean, sorry I didn't get to this till just right now. But he actually said, #AskTheEightBall. Will I be able to get out of the doghouse tonight? And I wanted to make sure I got to this, Sean. So I apologize for taking 30, 40 minutes to get to it this morning. So let's see. Will Sean get out of the doghouse tonight, Magic 8 Ball? Outlook, not so good. Ugh.
Sorry, bud.
I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Andrew says, me and my buds play Drunkopoly. It's Monopoly, but we get wasted. I'm sure that's just completely not an S show. Sean, your day's not getting any better. He just wrote, son of a bitch, halfway to work, run into the gas station, get energy drink, rip my pants. Today should be a great day.
Go home, man. Go home, go back to bed.
He goes, I'll sleep in the camper tonight. Yikes. All right. Well, good for you. Hopefully that turns around for you. Although the 8 Ball has not given you a good projection.
All right. We got about 3 minutes.
Just getting my stopwatch ready. Community college dropout trivia. Turn off low power mode. And ready.
Cool.
Yeah, that update. Holy crap, my computer was bogged down with whatever that update was just sitting in there. And now it's like lightning fast.
Good.
Yeah, no kidding. It would have been a really big bummer for the rest of the show. All right, coming up here also at top of the 9 o'clock hour, we'll have Lauren Wolverton in from Connect Savannah. She'll explain the Bachelor. Bachelor in Paradise started last night. Cotter, you caught some of it. And then we'll talk about, some hard-hitting questions from the show.
All right, we got just under 2 minutes. Ugh. A-Dub just walked in the building. So, Marshall, if you have to use the restroom, go now.
I'm good.
All right.
How did you know you walked into the building?
I heard him. Heard him cough.
You know his cough.
Yeah, I don't know. Heard him. Sounded familiar.
Weird.
All right, guys, got about 45 seconds. Going to talk some of the concerts coming to the area, including the one that now has been postponed, which is a bummer. Marshall will dig a little bit deeper into that with some other shows, not necessarily coming to the area, but other things getting postponed because of the COVID. All right, guys, be right back. Marshall, did we jinx ourselves when we proclaimed 2021 the best year of live music in over a decade here in the Low Country and Coastal Empire?
No, because it's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
It could still happen.
It could, yes. And fingers crossed that a majority of the shows that are scheduled for the area do happen.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, we just got the word last night that one of them is not, and it was the one that was coming up the quickest. We're going to be able to check out, or we're hoping to be able to check out Pop Evil this Monday at Victory North. But Lee Kakady, lead singer of Pop Evil, tested positive for COVID. Did a second test, hoping for the false positive.
Right.
Unfortunately, that came back positive as well, so they had to cancel a slew of shows. One of those being Savannah, but hopefully they'll be able to reschedule.
Yeah, I mean, according to them, I mean, they're canceling or postponing pretty much the rest of their tour, which took them through the end of the month or so. Obviously, the date that most important to us was next Monday, August 23rd. They were supposed to be here in Savannah at Victory North. So unfortunately, that show is postponed. I've talked to or sent an email to the promoters of that show. They have not gotten back to me yet. So hopefully they will get that show rescheduled. And as soon as we have a new date for that show, we'll obviously share it with you.
So as of now, September, though, still looking really good. You got Tommy Vext, former lead singer of Bad Wolves, going to be at Victory North on the 9th. POD. They're coming with From Ashes to New, All Good Things, and Sleep Signals on the 22nd. Candlebox on September 28th. And the one that I was so excited for, man. It's like I have a bad track record of trying to see Chris Jericho and Fozzy live. All I wanted to do, I wanted to sing this song.
Yeah, you want to sing Judas out loud.
I was so ready to sit there, front row, rock out. I'm not going to be able to make the show because I'm going to be out of town. But Fozzy, the Save the World Tour, going to be at Victory North Savannah on the 8th of October.
So we still have loads of shows on the way. Just cross your fingers that no more musicians get COVID. Maybe they need to wear a mask. Hey, double mask it, triple mask it up. I don't care. Whatever it takes for them not to get COVID. So we have to postpone any more shows. But once again, unfortunately, Pop Evil have had to postpone their show for next Monday, and we'll share with you that rescheduled date. Hopefully, we'll get one here in the next few days, but I am still stoked to see all the rest of these bands.
So many great shows coming to the area. You can check out the complete rundown now on the website, rock1061.com, under the Concerts tab. Coming up next, are you smarter than a community college dropout? Stick around. There's Harvey Danger, Rock 1061. All right, so got about 3.5 minutes. We'll sit for some trivia. White Reaper tickets. Speaking of shows coming to town. District Live, brand new venue.
They're doing their first shows, I think here, I don't know if it's today or not, but I mean within the next day or two.
Okay.
They have like some orchestra thing playing at District Live, and their actually first full like show is going to be Kendall Marvel. Kendall Marvel is a guy who's done a lot of singer-songwriting stuff in Nashville. He's actually written a couple songs that have become hits for Chris Stapleton, who's obviously a very popular country artist. So he's playing on August 24th over at District Live. And that's kind of like the first real big show I think they're doing, like fully produced kind of thing. So it'll be interesting to see what District Live is like on the inside. I mean, no one's really stepped in and seen a show live there before. So,
and they are a Live Nation venue, so I'm assuming they'll be going with the guidelines that we just talked about the other day, where you have to present the COVID vaccination that you've been vaccinated or a negative test within 72 hours of the show. So keep that in mind. All right, just over 2 minutes. Yeah, man, I was really excited about Fozzy, but I don't know. No offense to Chris Jericho and Fozzy, I'd rather go to Austin and spend a week there. So that wins. I'll make it up at a later date. My saga to see Fozzy will drag on.
Yeah, because the only person stopping you from seeing him, at least this point, is you.
This time was all me. No, I 100% agree. This was all me. I would have gone the first weekend of October to Austin, but that's when we have tickets for Hamilton. So, is what it is. I'll see him eventually. Maybe. Hopefully. All right, we have about 1:10. Set up trivia. And then after 9, Lauren Wolverton will be in from Connect Savannah to explain The Bachelor.
Cool. All right, guys, once again, thanks for hanging out this morning on the live stream. Getting into some Are You Smarter Than a Community College Dropout trivia. Win some free stuff for literally almost doing nothing. You could get 0 right, and you will still get prizes from us. So it's really easy. Just need you to call in here in about 30 seconds. Andrew, I love you, man. Andrew says, that sucks. This COVID stuff is getting ridiculous. I think it's already gotten ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a bummer, guys. I was really hoping for some just nonstop live music.
Wanda, let me ask your question. Answer your question real quick. Will I get anything clean today? Very doubtful.
All right, be right back. Let's do it. Are you smarter than a community college dropout? Brought to you by the Savannah Bar Crawl. We need one of you to take one of us on right now.
1-800-394-1061. That is the phone number you should be calling at this very moment, because once you call in, and if you're that first caller, we'll hook you up with free stuff. The first thing being free passes to our great sponsors, Bar Crawl. That's right. The Savannah Bar Crawl's Tailgate Bar Crawl is going down Saturday, September 4th. You can go out, watch the first big college football game of the season with the Bulldogs and Clemson. Also, we'll hook you up with tickets to go check out White Reaper over at District Live in October.
So if you'd like to play Are You Smarter Than a Community College Dropout, call us now. Cotter and Marshall, Rock 106.1. All right, whoever's there, hold on a second. I can't hear you yet. Getting some things ready. Just sit tight, sit tight. All right, Rock 106.1, who's this?
Hey, this is Jay.
Hey, Jay, how's it going?
Good, how are you, man?
Good. Who would you like to take on in trivia today, myself or Marshall?
Let's do Marshall.
All right, cool. Sounds good. All right, Jay, 7 questions, 60 seconds. Your time's going to start as soon as I finish question number 1. It will be multiple choice. If you don't know the answer to the question and want to pass, feel free to do so. And if we have time at the end, we'll come back to it, okay?
All right, buddy.
All right, here we go. Question number 1. In the 1999 BBC Radio 2 poll, this Beatles song featuring only Paul McCartney and a string quartet was voted the best song of the 20th century. Was it A Day in the Life, Hey Jude, or Yesterday?
Yesterday.
That is correct. Detroit-style pizza comes in what shape?
Round.
Incorrect. A man falls asleep in the Catskills and wakes up 20 years later in what 1819 short story by Washington Irving?
Pass.
In 2018, what country music superstar became the first woman to play Colonel Sanders in a KFC commercial?
Pass.
Jamie Foxx won the Academy Award for Best Actor for his performance in what 2004 musical biopic?
Oh, pass.
In 1999, George W. Bush famously banned what green vegetable from Air Force One, citing his lifelong dislike of it?
Broccoli.
That is correct. What sequel to the 2017 film Wonder Woman premiered on HBO Max on December 25th, 2020?
Pass.
All right, we're back up to a man falls asleep in the Catskills and wakes up 20 years later in what 1918 short story by Washington Irving?
I don't know, buddy.
All right, man. All right, Ray, time is up. Marshall, Ray got 2 out of 7 right.
Okay.
So, Ray, we're going to pot you down. We're going to put Marshall to the test, see how he does. Just hang tight. We'll be back to you. All right, Marshall, 7 questions, 60 seconds. Your time will start as soon as I finish question number 1. It is multiple choice. Are you ready?
Bring it on.
In the 1999 BBC Radio 2 poll, this Beatles song featuring only Paul McCartney and a string quartet was voted the best song of the 20th century. Was it A Day in the Life, Hey Jude, or Yesterday?
I don't know that first song. Yesterday.
That is correct.
Nice.
The Detroit-style pizza comes in what shape?
They have their own pizza?
I guess.
Square.
Incorrect.
Rectangle.
A man falls asleep in the Catskills and wakes up 20 years later in what 1819 short story by Washington Irving?
Rip Van Winkle.
That is correct. In 2018, what country music superstar became the first woman to play Colonel Sanders in a KFC commercial?
Carrie Underwood?
That is incorrect.
Oh.
Jamie Foxx won the Academy Award for Best Actor for his performance in what 2004 musical biopic?
Ray.
That is correct. In 1999, George H.W. Bush famously banned what green vegetable from Air Force One, citing his lifelong dislike of it?
I want to say green beans because I hate green beans. Broccoli.
That is correct. And finally, what sequel to the 2017 film Wonder Woman premiered on HBO Max on December 25th, 2020?
Oh, Wonder Woman 1984.
That is correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right. All right, Ray. I'm sorry, Ray. Jay, Marshall got you today, but we're still going to hook you up with some tickets.
Cool, man. Thank you so much.
All right, Jay. Thank you so much for calling in, man. We'll call you after the show today to get you all lined up.
All right, cool. Thanks, bud.
Perfect.
Have
Thanks.
a great day.
You too, man. See you. All right, let's go over the correct answers. In the 1999 BBC Radio poll, it was Yesterday, voted the best song of the 20th century. Detroit-style pizza comes in the rectangle shape.
All right.
I didn't know what it was. All right. Catskills, dude falling asleep for 20 years. That is the story of Rip Van Winkle. The first country music, the first female to play Colonel Sanders was country music superstar Reba McEntire.
Right. People are screaming at me on the chat for that.
Jamie Foxx picked up the Academy Award for Ray. Broccoli was what George H.W. Bush hated. And
should have been green beans.
And then, it was Wonder Woman 1984, released on HBO Max December 25th, 2020. All right, guys, that is it. We're back tomorrow for another round of Are You Smarter Than a Community College Dropout, brought to you by the Savannah Bar Crawl. Cotter and Marshall, Rock 106.1.
His name was Jay or Ray? Sorry.
Jay.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that same thing because of the Ray question. And then there you go. All right, guys, going to edit this up, so we'll be right back. Hang tight.
All right, guys, back on the stream. Thanks for hanging out with us while Cotter was editing that up. With that win, it puts my overall record to 34 wins, 6 losses, and 7 ties. Let's see if I can do some quick math here and see what my total win percentage is. Greg's usually the one that does this, so we'll see if I can mess it up real quick. Let's see. With that win, it pushes my win percentage to 72%. Don't love that. Like to be right around 69. Let's see. Cotter, you have 36 wins, 8 losses, and 3 ties. That means you've played 47 times.
Okay.
That means you have 36 divided by 47. So we've each played the equal amount of times. You're at 76, 5, almost 77%, let's say.
Cool.
Quick math, but you can't math, Marshall. It just took a second, okay? Sorry. Obviously didn't go to a good enough school or care about math that much. Max says, anyone want this pack of Dunkaroos? I need it gone and out of my house.
I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass on that.
Just bring it in. Just throw it on top of the refrigerator. I'm sure someone will eat it eventually.
Put it on Jake's desk.
Let's see. Are we playing trivia yet or no? We're still in that song?
We got about 30 seconds and then trivia will start.
Okay. I'm going to run and grab a drink real quick.
Okay. All right, guys. Lauren from Connect Savannah going to be in here shortly. She's been in before, sat down and did beer for breakfast with us. Her significant other, Thor, or Cam, came in and did beer for breakfast with us as well. But we're going to explain The Bachelor. I've never actually watched one episode of The Bachelor. Bachelor in Paradise debuted last night. So this is like, the best of, bringing back all the misfits, all the ones that stood out in the regular episodes of The Bachelor and Bachelorette. And it's not like one person who's just looking for love. It's multiple people coming back to Bachelor in Paradise, all looking for love. And I do find it funny that a lot of them are on there. And I mean, you know what? Maybe they are. I'm being critical, but maybe they are when they say, I'm here to honestly look for love. I'm ready. I'm ready to settle down. Yet you're on The Bachelor in Paradise, probably going to get drunk and naked half the time. The Rejects, is that what it is, Mac? Okay, that makes more sense. And they spent like the first 30 minutes of last night's episode doing introductions. They did like all the video package introductions, and then they introduced them again as they came out onto the beach for the first time, seeing each other, actually who's going to be on this season for the first time. So, I don't know. It was interesting. If you missed it earlier, Cake Day is happening Saturday, September 4th, the Saturday of Labor Day weekend, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Going to be a Debilation Brewing in Richmond Hill. Everybody is invited. We will have an ice cream cake everybody can partake in. Plus, the first 20 members of the Horde who show up will get a free beer from Debilation. They're going to take care of you there. So once again, Cake Day, the mythical Cake Day. It is happening. It goes down the 4th of September at a Debilation, 1 o'clock. Hope to see everybody out there. Should be a lot of fun. All right, we are in trivia right now. Of course, you guys heard that first on the stream. It is now on the air. Uh, 10 minutes till the top of the hour. Once again, Lauren Wolverton from Connect Savannah in studio to explain The Bachelor. She was very excited. Her mom was very excited. Mom was on the stream yesterday, Lauren's mom. So I'm guessing she'll join us again today. All right, show flying by again. Tomorrow, halfway point of the work week. Mac will join us in studio tomorrow.
So Bachelor in Paradise is getting co-hosted by a bunch of special guest hosts.
Okay.
This year, David Spade was the first one. Did you see the list of guest hosts? Because there's some fun ones in there.
I did not.
We'll talk to Lauren about it, I'm sure. But Lil Jon is one of them.
All right, that's funny. I like Lil Jon. Because a longtime host, Chris Harrison, kind of got the boot. Is he permanently gone?
No, I don't think so. I think he's just taking a break from it.
He defended a former cast member who did or said some questionable things, and he kind of defended her, and people didn't take too kindly. So I wasn't sure if he was permanently gone or just taking a hiatus.
I don't know for sure, but I mean, it sounds like I think he'll probably be back.
I mean, I've heard LeVar Burton's free. He didn't get the Jeopardy gig. So.
It's a shame. A lot of people are upset about that, too. Our love affair of Jeopardy will go back to being just the subdued thing we don't really care about. Once again, like a few months after Jeopardy gets their main host back to normal, kind of injected in there, Mike Reed or what? Mike Richards is his name?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Jeopardy's never going to go away. I mean, Trebek obviously, kind of, I don't know if he outshone the game. It is what it is. I think as, he was diagnosed with cancer, and after passing away, I think people realized, what a treasure the man was.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that show will go on forever.
I'll be right back.
All right, cool. After Explain the Bachelor, I'm going to get some Marshall's Music News. Some canceled / postponed shows because of COVID. Obviously, one of them was Pop Evil, which was set to be at Victory North on Monday. Basically canceling the rest of the run of their shows. Hopefully, they'll come back. They are looking to reschedule those dates. So hopefully something will happen. And we'll have another date with Pop Evil in Savannah.
Okay. Sorry, I had to go out and grab Lauren real quick. She's here.
All good.
Bring her in here in just a few moments.
Excuse me.
That comment from Chris I just saw. He goes, I love the producer was like, I have searched the ends of the earth and I have chosen myself.
Right. Look at a raise with that?
I'm guessing he did.
That'd be my guess.
Chris, you'll be happy to know that I had a great conversation with the Jaguars yesterday. I did not name drop you. Probably should have. Probably would have got more. But we'll have some tickets to not only Jags games, probably on Rewind 107.9, maybe on Rock 106.1. But
yeah, we'll probably share the wealth.
We'll also have tickets to the Daly's Place, which is that new venue that opened up, I guess, about 2 years now, like on the side of where the Jaguars play. It's a 5,000-seat venue. Primarily used during the pandemic for AEW and the wrestling shows they were doing, but there's loads and loads of shows coming in, hopefully, that will be done, especially here in the next month. I mean, I was talking to them. They have a week straight. They have a show every single day.
Whoa.
They have it starts off with Santana, 311, Coheed and Cambria. It's all straight in 1 week. I think Pitbull is in there too. It's just crazy amounts of shows they are bringing in there.
Dang.
So I don't think there were any eliminations last night on the show.
That's definitely a question I have, because this isn't a traditional. This isn't the traditional Bachelor. This is Bachelor in Paradise, which is something that they've done in the past. It's like bringing in all the best ofs that maybe didn't make the cut. I think Max said the rejects. So they all come in and they all look for love, but it is reality. So I mean, I'm guessing people have to be eliminated, right?
Yeah, I mean they'll eventually start getting eliminated, and then like any reality show, they'll probably bring in some other people.
Yeah. So how do we want to do this? Should break one just be how does Bachelor in Paradise work?
Yeah,
and then we can get into specifics. Break two.
Yeah, I mean I think break number one. Let's talk about how it works. Is there any prize money? The Bachelor, are there roses? And then let's talk about who the baddest bitch is, currently on the show. Who's the power couple? Let's do some early predictions on the couples of the show that we know are together. It seemed like everyone, according to what I've gathered, has coupled up already.
Already?
Yeah.
They'll start swapping here soon.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite part was how everybody was just like, "I'm here for love." No, you're not.
They're always there for love, man. It's essentially just a human flea market.
It's true. Disgusting and true.
Charles goes, I wish you would get a little more humid. My skin is starting to dry out. It is. I walked outside to grab Lauren to get her in the building, and it is brutal out there right now. I mean, just the humidity smacks you in the face.
Is that actual sky that I'm seeing and not clouds, though?
Yeah.
That's good.
That is sun for the moment. How far away are we here?
We have 9 minutes.
Oh, okay. We'll wait half that, then we'll bring
That's
Lauren
fine. I'll fire up the delay here in a bit. Lauren, can't trust her. Rain again later on this afternoon. I get it. It's a slight chance of rain, but there is a chance of rain for the next, over a week, pretty much every day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ugh. So, was yesterday? No, it was Sunday. Sunday was the 11-year anniversary, 10 or 11, for when my wife and I drank around the world at Epcot.
At Epcot?
I can no longer share the story on the air, but I'll share it on the stream. My wife got completely ass-faced. I mean, completely ass-faced. We started the day at a tequila bar in Mexico, doing shots of tequila out of limes. We had sake in Japan. I think she did wine in Germany. We had a crap ton of beer. So we were...
Hey, you mixed and matched it.
Oh, we did. We did. And we saved America for the end. The American whatever. So
right.
So my wife at this point in time, before we get there, is drunk. I mean, hammered drunk. And I'm like, all right, one more country to go. She's like, I drink in America every day. I'm done. I mean, she was sloppy. So we got her water. She's got a water bottle. So I have Sam Adams to finish drinking around the world in the America place in Epcot. So we were staying in one of the all-star resorts. And I don't remember which one it was, but it's the third of 3. And they're all in the same. You take the bus, one bus to all of them. And we were in the third one. So the third stop of all these hotels. And at every stop, they turn the bus lights on so people can get off. I mean, it's dark. It's night. So we're on the bus back to the hotel. And my wife's got her water bottle, drinking her water. She's like, I'm not feeling good. Not feeling good. Not feeling good. I'm like, hold it in. We're almost there. She's like, nope, can't hold it in. On the Disney bus, back from Epcot to the hotel, my wife pukes. Now, she tries to puke into her water bottle, which, of course, is just a great idea. It sprayed everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, sprayed everywhere. Thankfully, the bus, if you've been to Disney, if you've done the transportation, those buses can be full. For whatever reason, thankfully, this one wasn't. But being the third hotel out of 3, the first 2 stop, lights come on, people walking around puke to get off the bus. We get to our stop, stand up, walk up to the bus driver. I'm like, I'm so sorry. My wife, she puked on your bus. I'm so sorry. So we hadn't even checked into our rooms yet, so we had to go to our car, or it was my wife's car at the time, or we drove her car. So our suitcases and stuff are in the trunk, so I opened that up to get those out. I'm setting them down on the floor, on the ground, and then I turn around, my wife's gone. And I'm like, oh, what happened? She crawled into the trunk and passed out. So I had to wake her up, basically carry her up to our hotel room where she passed out. So much fun. She hates that story. I told the story on the air as soon as it happened, but now that she's a teacher, she's like, you can't share it on the air. But I'll share it on the stream. So if her principal heard that, I apologize. It was 10 years ago. I'd like to go back and drink around the world again. I had a good time with that.
Yeah, I went to Epcot once, and I think it was last year I went, and it was, I don't know. I just I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was the coolest park in the world. That's for sure.
I get that. Epcot is always, I don't know. Epcot's always been one of my favorites. They definitely have changed things. You know, in the beginning, the whole premise of Epcot was more educational or, futuristic kind of stuff. And that changed pretty quickly. And now, it's like the Under the Seas ride is a Nemo ride. And they turned something into, a Frozen ride, which they hadn't really done that in the past. So there have been some people that, were upset by that. But I don't know. I've always liked Epcot. We've got 4 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to go grab Lauren to join us in studio.
All right, guys. I'm going to take us. You're not going to hear me for a second as I get the delay set up, just FYI. All right, we're back on. Back on. What up? How's it going?
Good morning.
So you posted last night on Facebook, and you tagged the show, the Cotter and Marshall Show, which everyone should follow. And you tagged us with a photo of you and just your cute boyfriend watching The Bachelor. And I've never seen a man in so much agony just watching television before. I saw the pain and the cry for help in his eyes. Does he? I don't think he enjoys The Bachelor. Maybe I got the wrong vibe, but does he love it?
No. Oh, no. I kept going, are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? And he's like on TikTok. He's reading the news. That's what he'd rather be doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just that's the boyfriend or husband syndrome. When it comes to reality television, obviously, there's give and take. We watch our stupid, war movies and action stuff, and you guys put up with that. And we have to watch reality television in return, and it's fun to see that back and forth, because that's exactly how I act. When I watch reality television with my wife, most of the time, I'm just looking at my phone. Yep. I'm like reading Twitter. I look up, and I'm like, oh, that bitch.
Yeah,
that bitch, honey.
You get sucked in, though. You do. He was cracking me up, though. Grocery store Joe, one of the contestants, the whole night he's going, Garbage Man Joe. I'm like, that's not his name.
So On this first break, we're coming on air here in like 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Want to talk. I want you to kind of lay out the premise of the show, explain it, because it's obviously different from the regular Bachelor. And then also, let's grade out the host, because they're doing a rotation of special guest hosts. And I actually do have some insight on who will be helping guest host this season. So I'll throw a couple out there. Okay. Some I wasn't well aware of.
Okay.
But I kind of figured out who they are. So I'll share them here. But some are major people, like major stars.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we got about a minute 45.
Before we jump on air, how's Connect Savannah doing? What's going on? What should we look out for?
Mark your calendars. Next week on the 26th, we're doing a host of the 208 Wine Bar, the new wine bar downtown.
Nice.
And then on the 28th, we're doing Beats and Eats. It's like a music and food festival at 3 Points Food Court.
Is it just a celebration of Dwight Schrute and his love for beats?
I wish it was that kind of beats. That'd be hilarious.
Damn it, that would be awesome. Okay, can we do that one next time then?
Yes,
for the sequel to Beats and Eats.
That'll be our September event.
Just dress up as Dwight Schrute from The Office. Yeah, what beats... Battles, Bears, Battlestar Galactica. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But excellent. No, that's very cool.
Yeah,
and I saw that you guys have a new feature where you have like a relationship like guru, and she's connecting people.
Yes, this is my little baby. I'm writing this story, so I found 2 singles, and I'm following them as they're going along with a professional matchmaker.
Oh,
it's crazy.
Interesting.
This lady is like not messing around. She's approaching people at the grocery store. She's sliding into their LinkedIn.
Yeah, and so she's just like, "Hey, want to get together with another single and bang it out?"
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Well, actually, that's a fun, and that's just stories that you can read on Connect Savannah.
Every week we have an update. So this week we'll be publishing part 4.
Excellent. I'm going to catch up because I saw the first headline. I'm like, what is this?
Yes.
So I'll have to check that out. That's
it's
very
perfect
cool.
timing with our Bachelor segment.
Duh.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. We're talking Bachelor here in just a couple seconds. Don't forget, you can get on the stream, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe while you're there. Find out what we've got going on with the show.
Roses, hot single people, plenty of booze. We got no idea what the hell's going on with The Bachelor. Thankfully, Lauren from Connect Savannah is here to keep all that sexiness straight. Explain The Bachelor. Cotter and Marshall, Rock 106.1.
So we are joined in studio by Lauren Wolverton of Connect Savannah. Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
We had you in studio several weeks ago for the Beer for Breakfast segment, but now we wanted you back so bad, we came up with something just for you, because when it comes to some reality shows, when it comes to The Bachelor specifically, Marshall and I have no idea what's going on.
Does anyone? Really?
That's a good question.
I do.
Okay. I hope so. That's why you're here.
I think even the contestants of the show don't even know what's going on. And thank you so much. I mean, so The Bachelor in Paradise Season 7 began just last night. ABC every Monday, 8 o'clock. We need you guys to watch along, or even if you don't, make sure to listen to this segment every single Tuesday, because Lauren will be coming on every Tuesday to explain The Bachelor. So this is a little different from a regular Bachelor show. So kind of lay it out for everyone, Lauren. What is the kind of the layout? How does this show work?
Yeah. So all these former Bachelor contestants, the one who didn't win, they get to come back to Paradise. It's this crazy resort down in Mexico.
Okay.
They have like 25 or so people. I don't know the number exactly, but a lot of people come down here. Everyone's in bikinis all the time, and they're just on the beach together.
So they're just like looking at each other's hot, sweaty bodies the entire time.
Trying to see who vibes, trying to do whatever. And so they do the date cards, but there's only like one every day. And one person gets it, and they get to look at all these 25 people and just pick who they want to go on a date with.
It's like going to a restaurant. You get to choose.
It's off the menu.
Yeah, off the menu. You get to choose whatever you want.
Yep.
So are people eliminated in this version?
Yes.
Okay.
So they do the roses, but it's not one person. Every week, like someone has the power. And so this week there's 10 guys, 13 girls. So the dudes have the roses. So then they'll give one person a rose, and the unlucky 3, they're off the island.
Now, there was an elimination last night. To what I heard on the streets, once again, can you confirm, explain The Bachelor?
No elimination last night. One date, though.
Okay.
And lots of making out already.
How much truth to is the statement when basically everybody said, I'm here for love? Because I don't buy any of them being there for love. It's not where you go. A lot of them like, I'm ready to settle down, ready to have kids. You're ready to settle down, yet you're on Bachelor in Paradise.
I think they're ready to have a whole lot of Instagram followers overnight.
Okay. Fair enough.
So I was looking at the list of contestants, and a lot of them are mid-20s, maybe early 30s. But there does seem to be one old man of the cast, and he is 10 out of 10 smoking hot. We're talking Kenny Brash. He's 40 years old. Can you confirm this?
I cannot believe it. He's confident though, so maybe he is. Who else is that confident at 40? If you don't look like, he's got to be 40. He's got to have a secret.
He's incredible. He's done a push-up. You know what? He's done his burpees. He's done his 40 burpees per day, every day for the last 20 decades.
Now, this is the guy who showed up naked, right? I mean, he walked out of the limo, whatever they're riding in, and it's just a black box covering his stuff.
The whole episode. Yeah. They put a little wrap around him and it had holes all in it. No point.
Unbelievable. All right. So once again, we're breaking down Bachelor in Paradise, Explain the Bachelor with Lauren from Connect Savannah. So before we really dive into the episode itself, Lauren, let's just break down the hosting duties, because Chris Harrison, who's a longtime host of The Bachelor, he's been canceled, so he's no longer on the show at this moment. I'm sure he'll be back. But David Spade is our first guest host. How well did David Spade do last night?
So, okay, I feel conflicted about this because I just like David Spade. I just like him on my TV. Yeah. So I was like, he's great. But honestly, I don't know if he was that great. I thought he was charming. I thought he was funny. But Chris Harrison, that's some big shoes to fill.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people that I've seen said he's done a nice job. And Cotter, you actually watched some of the episode last night. You like David Spade, right?
I like him more as he gets older than I did when he was younger on SNL. I kind of found him annoying. I like his sense of humor now. So I thought he was funny. I mean, he was poking fun at the show. He was kind of poking fun at contestants himself. So, I mean, I enjoyed him on the show. It'd be cool if he was there all season long.
Well, it's a new sense of humor to the Bachelor franchise, which I do appreciate.
Yeah.
Well, he's the only comedian that I really see on this list. So there is a guest host list on the list. Little John will be guest hosting the show. Lance Bass, formerly of NSYNC. Titus Burgess, he's a former Broadway star, current Broadway star. He was on Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah, that show.
He's so funny.
And then Wells Adams and Sarah Hyland, which I believe are former Bachelor contestants. Or are they together? Is that a thing?
Yes. So they're like one of my favorite celebrity couples. He was like the first guy to go on The Bachelor and then date like an actual celebrity. He like paved the way for all these people. Because she was like just she was on Modern Family and stuff, so she's a true celeb.
Oh yeah, that is okay. That's the name.
Yep.
I recognize it now.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, so let's take a short break, Otter, and then let's really dive into the very first episode of Bachelor in Paradise.
I'm ready.
All right, more with Lauren coming up. We have to explain the Bachelor. Latest from the Foo Fighters. This is Making a Fire. Cotter and Marshall Show. Rock 106.1. Okay.
Perfect. Back on the live stream. If you have any questions for The Bachelor in Paradise, feel free to drop them into the chat. See that Cameron Scott's on the chat right now. He says, see, burpees do work. Cameron, I want you to know that I did 40 last night badly. Actually, I am getting better at burpees. I will say I am the push-up portion. It took a while to get back into doing a lot of push-ups, but I feel like my push-up game is much better.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, they all suck. They suck.
A lot of people don't even do the push-up. They just omit the push-up part, just throw their legs back. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, you got to get that push-up in it, because I looked up after we had Cameron on the show a few weeks ago. I actually Googled and found a YouTube video of the perfect burpee.
Okay.
So I've I've laid out that task. So when I do the burpees in my garage, my goal is to touch the roof of my garage with my hands and then jump down, do the plank, push up, sort of good, and then back up and then jump up from that. So I think I'm doing an okay job. I think Cameron would be proud of me.
I'm really happy for you.
Thank you so much. Trying to get that beach body for 2022.
Got you.
Yeah.
Kenny, that could be you. Look at him for inspo.
Wow. Yeah.
Every Monday.
He's going to walk into the show naked every day.
Oh, God, no.
Could be an issue.
No, nobody wants this.
Could be an issue.
Nobody wants this at all. Do we have the technology to blur you out? I don't know. Can we do that on the stream?
Okay. We'll ask Tim, the engineer. It'll work for 3 seconds, then fail us. All you need is one good burpee and you're set. There you go. Yeah, it's like doing like Tenacious D. They doing a C push-up. You know what I mean? Anyway, Max says, I think Lauren should fill in for me on Chicks on Dudes when I'm out on vacay.
What do y'all talk about on that?
So Chicks on Dudes are questions that guys send us that they're too afraid to ask girls, whether it be a girl they're trying to get with or just their wife. They're too embarrassed to ask. We've had all sorts of crazy questions about.
So then it's just advice.
Yeah, and then it's just you offering dating and, relationship advice.
After my dating series, I will be an expert.
Yes.
I'll happily be the sub.
Maybe you are possibly the best choice.
All right, 2 minutes to go.
Marshall's an overachiever. Yes, Mac, I totally am an overachiever when it comes to the burpees. I wish people could see me doing these burpees, and I only say that so they can see the utter pain and anguish.
You should have your wife film it one day, and we'll put it up on the YouTube page.
It takes me, to do 40 burpees, I would say it takes me about 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah, I mean, just a couple.
But here's the thing. I reel off 10 like a champ.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like 10 all day.
Yeah,
boom,
feel good.
boom, boom. And then 10, I'm like, I'm sweating. I'm like crying a little bit. I think it's tears. I'm not for sure with all the sweat.
You do increments for the rest, like 5 at a time? Breathe,
Just
at a time?
just about. And then like sometimes I'll cut it short. I'm like, 4 is good. Like, I just got 2, 3 more, 7 more. Like, good. Let's go. Like the first 10 are always, I feel like they're so great.
Oh, yeah. You're confident.
Oh, super confident. And then like reality kicks in. You're like, you're 38, you dumb out of shape piece of ass. What are you doing to your body? Which I've already set in a standard for my body of years and years of abuse of alcohol and fast food, and it just doesn't know what I'm doing. I made my wife do burpees last night. I was like, I got 3 left. Do the final 3 with me. So she's like, okay. So she did. Whoa, Cameron said there's over 40 different burpee variations. Go to hell,
Why?
Cameron.
Why?
Go to hell.
Honestly.
Why is that a thing?
Nah,
Kick him off the stream.
That's not real. I made her do the last 3 with me, and then she does the final 3, and she got up. She goes, I've got a headache now. Damn it.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. So Bachelor in Paradise debuted last night. It is back every Monday for the next few weeks, where it's 20-ish single people all on an island.
Very horny.
Looking for love.
Yeah, looking for horny other single people.
Well, they found that right away. Now, I do have a question as we dive into the actual episode and some of the people on the show. The first half an hour of this was just introductions.
Right.
So they do a whole video package for each person. You're like, all right, cool. This is the episode or the season they were on. You get a little backstory. Awesome. And then they do that again as they walk out to the island for the first time to meet each other on the beach. I'm like, I just learned about this person. Why are we doing it again?
I know. It's exhausting. But then did you notice towards the end, some just walk in and that you don't even get their name on the screen until they do an interview. You're like, when did you get here?
It's they're obviously highlighting certain people every single week. There's some fan favorites they're going for sure. So I know the one big date night or date of the show is between Noah and Abigail, right?
Yes.
So let's kind of, because that was the focus of the episode, or the 2-hour-long episode outside of the sounds like hour and a half of introductions.
Stupid.
It's the last 30 minutes.
Lauren, can you break down the date for us?
Yeah, so it was cute. You know, the Bachelor in Paradise dates are kind of weird because they are on an island. They're not as extravagant as the regular.
Is that not how you go on dates? Because that's all I do. I just go to islands.
I mean, that sounds nice. I
wish. My side hose.
I wish. But it was cute. She picked him. They hit it off right away. He said that he knew he wanted to talk to her, like before she got on the island and stuff. So that was sweet. So they hit it off. And like at first it was really awkward because they're sitting there 2 minutes into the date. And she goes, I like to friend zone people. And he was like, good. So then he had to kind of fight that the whole date. But it was cute. They busted up some piñatas. They made out a little bit.
Yeah.
It was good.
Typical date stuff. Cotter, when's the last time you haven't bust up a pinata on a date?
All the time. It's
Right.
usually my go-to. It's pinata night at the Cotter household.
Yeah, first date, I usually bring churros and a pinata full of condoms. And it's just like, choose yours.
Set the mood.
Where do you want to start?
This is going to get weird regardless, so let's just jump right in.
Lauren, what else do we miss on Bachelor in Paradise? Once again, this is Explain the Bachelor with Lauren from Connect Savannah. I mean, what are some things that maybe you caught on that maybe some other people didn't, so we can be like, oh yeah, will we watch episode 2 next week?
So I was worried the whole time about old grocery store Joe. He's like a national treasure. He's precious. He's been, I don't even know how many years he's been a part of this franchise. He was on the show and people loved him. Then he did Paradise and found love for 2 whole years ago.
Aw, buddy.
I know. Then it ended. Now he's back. And so he spent most of the episode pouting in the ocean, literally. Literally.
He's just crying in the ocean?
It was nighttime, and I'm sorry, you don't get in the ocean at night. But he was in the ocean at night, and he was just squatting into the water, and then he'd stand back up.
He was definitely pooping.
I don't know what was going on.
I know guys, we poop in the ocean.
No, you don't.
What?
No.
All right, you've been hanging out with the wrong guys.
Oh my God, Cameron better not be pooping in the ocean.
Cotter primarily only poops in the ocean since he moved here.
Yeah, that's true. And now I live 40 minutes away, so it makes it really inconvenient.
You really have to plan your day.
I really have to plan my day around that.
Takes a lot of Metamucil after the show.
Trek out to the beach.
Grocery store Joe, he pulled it together because Serena P., who is a fan favorite, went over there and was like, "You okay? Let's get out of the ocean."
Serena, hottie. I'm looking at a picture of her right now. She's a smoke show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a real cute gal.
So is there, I know it's only been one episode, but is there a front runner you're looking at or front runners that you're like, all right, this is the horse I'm riding all the way through?
Okay. I took some notes. I have a few. I'm on the Serena P. and grocery store Joe chain.
Okay.
Chain, whatever.
Either one. I like it.
Both of them. I'm here for them. Okay. And Noah and Abigail, I actually did like their date a lot. It was a little slow, but I have faith that this will work out. And Mari and Kenny, they're both the hottest ones on the island, and I am here for it.
Ooh, okay.
And she likes older men, and he's 40, so.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Whoa. I mean, okay, for the show, that's an older man.
All right.
Yeah, 45.
I'm grandpa at this point in time on this show.
In bachelor age, yeah, you would be in a retirement home.
I'm grandpa, yeah.
Senior bachelor.
Wow. How does it turn into this?
I'm sorry.
This is awesome. I love Lauren. Thank you so much. All right, so every single Tuesday, 9 o'clock, Lauren will be joining us to explain The Bachelor. So mostly you don't have to watch it, but also you can tell your wife or loved ones about it.
All right, Lauren, thank you very much for stopping by. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to have to watch Bachelor in Paradise now. I don't know if I hate myself or what. We'll find out. I know. All right, coming up next, we're going to get to Marshall's music news. It is Cotter and Marshall, Rock 106.1. All right.
Amazing.
That was fun. That was really fun. See, there you go. We didn't know how it was going to turn out, but with you, we knew it was going to be good.
Yeah,
so here we are. All right, so obviously back on the stream. Everyone, thank you for joining us live on the stream. Before we shoo you off into your real world job, is there anything else with Connect Savannah that we need to be on the lookout for? Obviously, you got a lot of cool projects going on.
Just those 2 events. You can go to our Facebook page and get tickets for that. You don't want to wait to get tickets because our events typically sell out the week of. So get on that, and then keep your eyes peeled. We've got a Halloween party in the works. So I can't give too much details, but mark your calendars for just the whole month of October.
I love it. All right. Thank you so much for joining us once again. And then remember, guys, on the stream next Tuesday, 9 o'clock, Explain The Bachelor. I love this. I love this thing. Also, I just love it because I don't have to technically watch it.
No, I've got you.
All I have to do is just read a simple paragraph and then let Lauren do all the hard work.
That's true. That's true.
Okay. Well, wrapping up the show today, got Marshall's music news. And that's it. Lots of COVID stuff. Did you hear that Pop Evil got postponed? Pop Evil's playing a show next Monday over at Victory North. Lead singer has COVID.
Oh, no.
So that show is fully postponed. So, and then Jonathan Davis of Korn also has COVID, just announced yesterday. So they've canceled or removed 5 shows for him. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, things are going great.
People are dropping like flies.
America.
No.
Yeah. So hopefully that stuff gets fixed and turned around real quick.
If not, they should just let y'all fill in for all the shows.
Wow, that'd be something.
Nobody wants that.
Cotter looks more like the lead singer of Pop Evil than me. So I'll give him the opportunity to do that Pop Evil.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah. And we'll just have you fill in for the other ones. All the corn shows and you singing would be incredible. Are you a singer?
No. I was actually the lead in quite a few musicals in high school, but it was only because I have a loud voice. Everyone else was just too quiet.
Right. Is there videos of you that still exist of you doing musicals in high school?
I am sure whenever I did Rush in college, I removed everything embarrassing from my Facebook. So you'd have to really dig.
Well, the great news is...
How long did that take? Sorry.
Oh, hours.
Oh, gee.
I was like, I can't let these girls see this. How will they think I'm cool?
The great news is we're good friends with your mom. And I don't know how that happened, but your mom loves us. She was actually
on the chat yesterday.
Yeah, she was just hanging out watching the show yesterday.
Carolyn is y'all's #1 fan. What it is if there's someone who likes me and I like them back, she's like, I love them. She takes all that and turns it into love.
I love that.
Yeah.
So no, she's right there. She goes,
goes,
there's videos.
Oh,
Perfect.
no.
That's what I was going to ask. So, Carolyn, I'm going to have to, I'll message you, and we'll definitely need to eventually find some of these videos, and we can showcase them.
That sounds like my nightmare.
Maybe there's a Bachelor in Paradise episode where there's a singing competition. I'd be like, oh, wow, let's play some of that audio, but we'll have this. I think, anyway, Carolyn, I just need you to send me some of those videos. That'd be great.
All right, hold on one second, guys. I'm going to get us off the delay here.
Again.
All right, there we go.
Yeah. Thank you again.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is your job okay with just coming in and missing the
yeah.
first part of the day?
Well, she's cool with me adjusting my hours. So I was like, I don't mind doing 10 to 6. This is fun. So yeah, maybe I'll skip lunch
10 to
one
6?
Tuesday.
No, you leave work on the regular time and just be like, this is work technically for you. You're promoting the brand.
That's true.
It's true. You are.
Because as always, it's for the brand.
That's true.
So, I mean.
I wish I could be someone who leaves work early. Every Friday, I'm like, I'm going to go home at 4:30 today. And I don't know what it is. There's something that lives inside me that's like, you can't leave till. I don't know why I'm like that.
Yeah, you need to change that.
I know. I got to relax.
That's a good question.
Charles says, any words we need to avoid with Lauren? Oh, so Mac, when she comes on Wednesdays, we do Chicks on Dudes. There's certain words she doesn't like. Moist, wet, girthy. So Charles quickly asked, any words we need to avoid with you?
I don't love girthy, but I'm good with it. I didn't totally cringe. My thing, it's not words, it's whispering, which I know you can't whisper through the
you don't like
stream.
The ASMR type stuff?
No.
You don't like those videos?
I'm telling you, my sister, whenever she wants to get on my nerves in the car when I can't escape, she'll just start whispering. And it's like my whole body tenses up. I hate it.
Whispering?
Yes. I've always been like that. I hate it.
No words, just like.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Stop it. Ugh.
No, that's the one thing I guess you really can't do on the stream is you can't whisper.
No. What is that song it's whisper song or something? I don't know.
Oh yeah,
who is that? Is it Yin Yang?
Yeah, it's
something like
hold
that.
on, let's Google it.
Don't play it. But
no, we're not going to play it. But now that we know that you hate it, we're probably going to play it.
If you needed information out of me, lock me in a room with that song.
All right, Mac commented ASMR and kissing noises.
Ooh.
Yeah, kissing noises is like the equivalent of the eating noises, like the
Yin Yang twins.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the Yin Yang twins. It's called "Wait the Whisper Song."
I hate that song.
Now we know that, and thank you for sharing it.
You're welcome.
Because we are going to.
I dug my own grave.
We're so sorry you said that.
Which story are you doing first?
I'm gonna go with the cancellation stuff.
I'm gonna go to work.
Yeah. Thank you once again.
Yes, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Can we take a pic?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do y'all have a minute?
Yeah.
Every time I'm in here, I want to take a pic. Y'all know that, right?
It's all good.
And at the end of Bachelor in Paradise, I'll make us a photo album.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's perfect.
Stacy Gunn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Standing up? I feel like we're standing up.
I'm the shortest one here. Okay. Amazing.
Perfect.
All right. Thanks, y'all.
Cool. Thank you.
This is so much fun.
See you next week.
Absolutely.
Did y'all watch last night or did y'all not?
I watched
a little bit.
I watched the first half an hour. Or so.
I have it recorded on the DVR, but we were watching F Boy Island last night.
Ooh.
Have you seen that?
No, I want to.
You should watch F Boy Island.
It's Nikki Glaser, right?
Yes.
She's the host?
Yeah.
Oh, I love her.
She's good.
No, I love her.
But
She'd be good.
There's all sorts of funny stuff. All right. Cool.
See ya.
See ya. She's fun. Love Lauren.
Eating noises. Don't sit next to Jake during lunch. Just joking. Or am I? You're not.
Jake definitely ate lunch yesterday in here because he has like the largest Chipotle bag in the garbage. The garbage was empty yesterday, and there's like a massive bag right there.
I may hit up Chipotle today. I'm gonna be here for a little bit today, so.
Oh yeah, you're doing all this after show stuff. You're recording people and
got a meeting. I feel bad because now it's like my dog. So it's the first Monday where the dog is going to be home by himself for the first day. The dog will be home by himself all day. And wife tried to take him outside to use the restroom before she went to school, but it was raining, and he will not go outside if it's raining.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a long day for the dog.
My dogs used to be like that too, where they absolutely would not go out in the rain. But I don't know. I guess over the last couple of years, they've gotten more used to it where they'll just go out in it. I mean, it can't be raining really hard, but if it's like a light-ish rain, they'll just go out and they'll do their business. Sometimes you have to like tell them a couple times, but they'll go out and do it.
I have gone out prior to bedtime trying to get him to go. I have gone out and held a umbrella over him just so he'll go because he wouldn't go out without it. And I was like, all right, let's go. Do your thing. All right, we got about 30 seconds. I'm going to play Pop Evil.
Okay.
All right, guys, be right back. Marshall's Music News. Hop on the stream, join the Horde, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can watch the show each and every morning. Let's jump into Marshall's Music News.
So COVID-19 and the Delta variant is really messing up our summer of concerts, Cotter. It's getting a little weird out there now. Just announced just last night, Jonathan Davis of Korn has come down with a case of COVID. Now they have postponed and now actually put off the next few shows for Jonathan Davis to recover from that. Obviously, another big one just last night. Lee Kakady, the lead singer of Pop Evil, has actually come down with a case of COVID as well. Now they have postponed their next 8 shows. That includes the Savannah date. Pop Evil is supposed to be in town next Monday for a show over at Victory North. Now, Mammoth WVH also is actually postponing and canceling shows as well. They're currently out on tour with Guns N' Roses, so they called off last Friday's performance in Montana, and they actually called off last night's show in Commerce City, Colorado. So there are tons of bands that are getting affected out there. Korn, Mammoth WVH, and Pop Evil all have postponed or canceled shows because of COVID-19. This is not a great thing.
No, I mean, you're starting to see, like Live Nation and other promoters, putting in guidelines for COVID-19. Mm-hmm. But when do you just start seeing bands go, we're holding off again?
Well, I mean, I think we've already kind of seen that with a few artists like Royal Blood. They were supposed to be playing the Shaky Knees Festival this year. They've actually pulled out of all U.S. dates. They got some over in the UK where they're from. Lita Ford, Lisa, no, the lady from Fleetwood Mac. Stevie Nicks. Is that it? Stevie Nicks. Sorry. I always mix those up for some reason. Stevie Nicks also pulled out of Shaky Knees as well. She had 5 tour dates that she was supposed to play at, including Bottle Rock in California. So, I mean, it's kind of that way. I think we're going to see a lot of bands, especially on the older side, probably bow out of stuff. I could even see the Rolling Stones bow out of some of their dates they have later on this year as well. I mean, their drummer is not even performing with them because of some surgery stuff, but also COVID concerns as well. So cross your fingers, guys, that our shows this fall will be happening.
All right, more Marshall's Music News coming up next. Here is Pop Evil and Footsteps. It's Cotter and Marshall, Rock 106.1.
All right, got 2 more stories for the day. Got one about Rammstein. They are going to be the soundtrack for the German Paralympic team, which is crazy.
I do have a little bit of the audio. It's a little bit of German into them.
It's just fun.
German into them.
I watched the whole, there was like a hype up video.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I thought it was neat.
On top of that, we'll also get to a story with Ed Sheeran. More of a follow-up, honestly. Ed Sheeran and Cradle of Filth, the combination from hell. We'll talk about that as well.
All right, got about 3 minutes.
All right. I saw that you passed along some show notes about Parker's T-shirt design contest. What's that about?
So they are just looking for a brand new design they can use on T-shirts and other merch, and they're asking for people to submit those designs. I want to say it's parkerskitchen.com/T-shirt 2021. I got until October 31st to submit your design. The winner's going to get a $500 Parker's gift card. It's pretty cool. If you're a fan of Parker's, I know a lot of people are, and they're looking for some T-shirt designs. So you can submit yours now. Got until the end of October to do so.
The Parker's breakfast, I think, is what Mac brought us in weeks ago, and it was delicious. It was just
really
like
good.
an egg casserole with like andouille sausage or something in it. It was really, really good. So I know this is cool, man. I mean, I could definitely buy $500 worth of Parker's breakfast. Without a doubt.
Right?
It wouldn't be hard at all.
So that's the thing. You can definitely submit your photo or submit your design. Got plenty of time to do so.
What would your design be? What would you do?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. I'd have to go into Parker's, do some research.
Yeah.
Spend some time in various Parker's around the area.
I would do an egg.
Okay.
With a knife versus a sausage with a knife. And they're kind of holding hands like the Michael Jackson Beat It video.
Right.
So a knife fight. And then I would have a line underneath that. And then I would just have a picture of an egg casserole with the sausage. And it'd be like a little before and after type situation.
There you go.
So that's what my T-shirt design would be. If you're listening and you want to enter the contest with that idea, it's free. Absolutely. Just buy me one egg casserole breakfast dealie. In return, if you use my D and it wins.
All right, we got about 35 seconds. Going to get to brand new Chris Jericho after the commercials as well. So FYI about that. New song called Sane. It's their best song outside of Judas, in my opinion. I think it's really good. All right, guys, be right back. Time for story number 2 of Marshall's Music News.
So this is more of a follow-up. So back a while ago, Ed Sheeran suggested that he'd be open to making a death metal album, citing that Cradle of Filth was one of his childhood favorites. Now, Ed Sheeran, known for the exact opposite of death metal. Now, people thought this was just him kind of going off and making a joke. But Danny Filth, the lead singer of Cradle of Filth, decided just to reach out to Ed Sheeran and say, hey, if this is true, would love to work with you if I'm, my band's one of your childhood favorites. And him and Ed Sheeran have actually been emailing each other. So Danny Filth says, he actually touched base with me. I've been invited up to his place. Well, he said he can come down to mine, but I point out to him that I don't own my own bar or village, and it'd be better if I went there. He said, Ed Sheeran said he's been a massive fan, and he seems like a generally nice guy. Now, obviously, they are talking, and they're going to meet eventually. Now, it doesn't mean they won't not work together, but I really hope this does, in fact, bring on a collaboration between Ed Sheeran and Danny Filth of Cradle of Filth. I think it would be one for the record books, Cotter. Now, Danny Filth goes on to say, so in that respect, I think that Ed Sheeran collaboration would be great fun. I think it'd be great if we did it for charity because at least it would bring a bit of credibility to it because obviously to his public, it'd be like, oh my God, he's got this weird comical guy and to my public, it'd be like, oh my God, this is a bit weird, isn't it? But I think it's the sort of thing nowadays that could possibly work. So I hope to see it. Cradle of Filth, Ed Sheeran. If he loves it so much, let's go. Let's do something here.
Yeah, it's funny because, how you kind of brought it up there. 10, 15 years ago, if you're Cradle of Filth, you couldn't do this. It would probably kill your career.
Yeah.
But anymore, I think, with how people just want content, I think a crazy idea like this, and you may have some diehard, death metal people going, what are you doing? F you, I'm out. But I think a majority of people would be curious enough to totally check this out.
Yeah, the people are a lot more open-minded than they used to be. So I think this is definitely something people would check out.
All right, we got one more story to go before we wrap up the show, talking Rammstein. It's coming up next. Also, brand new stuff from Jericho's band Fozzy. Sane is on the way. It is the Cotter and Marshall Show, Rock 106.1.
All right, guys, heading into the last break of the show today. Actually got quite a bit done yesterday. Pretty excited for it. So I'll actually have details up for Cake Day. Going to put up a Facebook event on the Cotter and Marshall Show page. We'll invite all of you.
Yes.
This will be happening at Double H Brewing Company on Saturday, September 4th at 1 p.m. We'll all meet there. We'll have ice cream cake in celebration of 30 days without engineering issues inside of our studio. We'll also have beer. For the first 20 people of the horde of the Cotter and Marshall Show that want to swing by, we'll hook you up with a free beer along with ice cream cake, so you have something to wash it down with, and then we'll just kind of hang out for a while. And then next week we'll actually be announcing the Cotter and Marshall Show Fantasy Football League, and it turns out right after we do the cake meeting, which will last for hour, 2 hours.
Yeah,
we'll actually do a fantasy football draft live right there inside of Double H Brewing Company. So it should be really, really fun. Once again, we'll put up all those details in the next day or so on the Cotter and Marshall Show Facebook page. And then obviously we'll be talking about it on the live stream and on the air over the next couple weeks leading up into that. So once again, it's Saturday of Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Wanda. No, we all won't be there. Sorry, Wanda. We'll have future Horde meetups as well that won't require us to hit a certain amount of days for, technical issue free. So don't worry. We will have more in the future.
So Labor Day weekend, so that's happening Saturday. On Sunday, I'm just going to be hanging out in my house. I've got another fantasy football draft that day, and then I got some friends coming over to watch All Out. It's like an AEW wrestling pay-per-view. My wife's really excited about this, so she has decided to dress up, and we found someone for her to dress up as.
All right.
We're very excited about this. It's a wrestler, so we just started ordering pieces for her costume. So it should be fairly interesting.
That's awesome. Yeah, that was one thing that's always kind of fun when WrestleMania, go down to WrestleMania, and they usually do there's a WrestleMania bar crawl. It's not affiliated with WWE. A guy does it for charity every year. Super nice guy. Talked to him in the Orlando event. But people usually dress up. A lot of people dress up at all this stuff, and you're just walking around. Last WrestleMania, we went to, was it New Orleans? I think it was New Orleans. I don't remember. Anyway, and it was just, you're walking up and down Bourbon Street with a bunch of people, dressed up as wrestlers. It's a blast. So, that'd be fun.
I just love it. The NFL draft this year, they had the guy dressed up as Macho Man. He somehow made it on every single draft pick. He was on camera somehow. Every time they hit the fan shots, Macho Man or a guy who dressed up as Macho Man Randy Savage somehow appeared on camera.
That's awesome.
So it's funny. So I was talking about the COVID cases where Korn actually put out a statement stating that a member of the team got COVID, and it actually just turned out to be the lead singer of the band. No big deal. says 6 of the impacted dates have been rescheduled for late September or early October. Regrettably, 2 shows are outright canceled for Korn. So kind of a bummer for him.
Yeah, Korn is featured in the Woodstock 99.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. And it's funny. So, spoiler. It's like fires start.
Yeah,
on the Sunday night.
I don't think that's a spoiler. I think that's well documented.
Well, it's fun. You've learned how, and you'll find out within like the first half an hour, and you went, yeah, that's going to play a part later in this documentary. It totally does. But the guys behind it, the promoters, go out to Anthony Kiedis because the Chili Peppers are playing as the fires start rolling out, and they're like, guys, you get whatever you can do, just try to bring the crowd down a little bit. Just they're getting too riled up. Just try to calm them down. For their encore, they play Fire by Jimi Hendrix instead. So they're like, F that.
Whoops.
So, yeah.
Whoops. Good old Chili Peppers. Yeah, I was just looking more into the Korn cancellations of just 2 shows. They're both shows that are in New York. I mean, they have a show in Pennsylvania, one in New Jersey, and then another one in New York. So it's not like it's an absolute complete loss, I guess, for those New York shows. They were doing quite a bit up there with Stain because they were doing a co-headlining tour with them. So kind of a bummer to see that. I mean, it kind of sucks for the guys from Stain because they're losing out on good cash. I mean, they're probably making quite a bit of money on those book shows.
Yeah. No, Liquid, I finished it. It's awesome. I mean, it's an amazing documentary. It's like I remember it. I remember it being a cluster, but you forget how big of a cluster it really was. And the fact that one promoter guy just will not accept any responsibility for it is just mind-boggling to me. I mean, to this day, still pushing the blame, passing the buck to everybody else. But yeah, it's an amazing documentary. It's really, really good. It's definitely worth checking out.
I think I only have like 10 episodes left of F-Boy Island. So as soon as we get through those, I'll try to squeeze in.
Right. And it's an hour and 50 minutes.
50?
So 50, just under 2 hours. All right, Fozzie Sane is playing right now. And then we'll get into the final break.
I was just curious, obviously, this coming weekend, I was wondering what was going to be coming out in movie theaters. There is not a whole lot.
Oh, I was going to look.
Actually, I think the biggest event this coming weekend is SummerSlam.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so SummerSlam. Ooh. Sorry, I was looking at Times for Free guy. You can see it in Pooler. They have noon showings in Pooler. I'll be going to watch that this week. Yeah, SummerSlam is on Saturday this year, which is bizarre. It's typically on a Sunday. So this is going to be an interesting weekend for professional wrestling because it could be the last NXT takeover as we know it because, they let a bunch of people go. Sounds like Vince, who pretty much let Hunter do whatever he wanted with NXT, is going to be much more involved. And it's going to look much more like main roster type stuff.
Okay.
So it could be the last takeover that, of the NXT we're familiar with. You've got SummerSlam, is WWE going to, F their own long-term plans for short-term FU to Ric Flair, with the John Cena Roman Reigns match. And then on Friday night, the night before SummerSlam, what will be the biggest headline of the weekend? Outshining SummerSlam at WWE, CM Punk's potential return to pro wrestling.
It'll be interesting with everything they have going down this weekend. I mean, but with AEW doing their stuff on Friday night, they'll definitely lead into the weekend with the biggest headlines.
Yeah, no, I mean it will be the biggest story out of the weekend. I mean, it's rumored that at All Out, Punk would take on Darby Allin. Which I think would be a great match. It would be a lot of fun. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's like if he's back, you got to throw him on the card right away.
So also out this week, or also going on out this weekend, but actually available today, on video on demand is Prisoners of the Ghostland, the new Nicolas Cage film.
Okay.
That's the one where he's a prisoner strapped into a leather suit that will self-destruct in 5 days after he has to find a missing girl. I've got to watch this.
It's like he's got a new movie every month, is what it seems like.
Just about. He's been very busy.
All right, guys, 15 seconds. Be right back. All right, before we get out of here, one more time, let's check in with Marshall's Music News.
So the Paralympic Games are going down August 24th through September 5th, and the German Paralympic team has chosen Rammstein as their soundtrack to the games. Now, I don't know. I mean, it's obvious, right? I mean, name one other German outside of David Hasselhoff. Name one other
Scorpions.
German. Really?
They're German.
Are they German?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't care. Anyway, I name one cool German band that you would want as your soundtrack to the German Paralympic team. I mean, you can't. And that's why you got to choose Rammstein. And we actually have a small clip from a video they released celebrating this fact. Yes. They're saying, like, dude, that would get me hyped.
Yeah, I think this is the coolest thing ever. I think this is utterly amazing.
As a Paralympic team, I would want to listen to this to get me jacked up to go out and kick some butt in the Paralympics. Now, Rammstein says, all the best to Team Germany at the Paralympics. They're excited to be a part and be the soundtrack for the team. I mean, this is just fun stuff. And look, I don't understand German, but I love the language. I just love the anger and the whoever created that language is a genius.
I mean, you could be saying the most romantic thing ever.
It could be,
but it just sounds like you're pissed off all the time.
Well, you really mean it. I feel like every word spoken in the language is there's no sarcasm to be held in that language. It's more of an American thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. But absolutely great work from Rammstein being chosen as the official soundtrack to the German Paralympic team. Congratulations.
All right, guys, we're back tomorrow. Chicks on Dudes at 9 o'clock. We joined in studio by Mac from Bob 1069. We'll have another Mount Rushmore for you. And, of course, big thanks to Lauren Wolverton for stopping in from Connect Savannah. Explain The Bachelor every Tuesday here on the Cotter and Marshall Show. So thank you guys for hanging out on air and on the stream. We appreciate it. And we'll talk to you again tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Cotter and Marshall Show, Rock 1061.
Well, that was an interesting one today, guys. Thanks for hanging out. It's fun to have Lauren in studio for Explain The Bachelor. Liquid goes, now I rewind to listen to today's show. Well, thank you. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow, 6 a.m. All sorts of fun stuff, as Cotter said, and we'll see you then.
All right.